All right, what's happening, y'all? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, everybody? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, who we got in here? We got Captain first. What's good? Let's get it. We got Mr. Jones second. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me sit up a little bit. Sit up a little bit. Bet. We got Oliver in here. What's good? What's good? Valerie, what's good? True One, what's good? What's good? Yes, hey, man, I agree. What's good? What's good? Jack Miller, King Sean, Jefferson. Yes, girl. Final game of the season. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Captain was good. Nello was good. LC was good. Ahead of us in the draft lose. But yeah, bruh. Yeah, it really sucks. It sucks for draft positioning. I think, let me see where we are now. I think after the games that already happened, I think at best we can pick is 14 or 12, something like that. I think the best we can pick is 12th, right? No, actually 14th. I think the worst we can pick is 17th. But either way, not great. Right now, draft pick wise, I'm not very happy at all. I hate this little middle. You know how I feel about the middle. Let me see. Hold on. Where's the draft pick thing? Let me see. Nah, wrong button. Here we go. NFL draft. So yeah, right now we're 14th, but I believe if we win today, we could technically move down to 17, something like that. So just be careful. Be careful out there. What's good, everybody? Yeah, okay, I see y'all putting it in there. What's good, Tyrone? What's good, Mr. Jones? Aaron was good. Bring It was good. Football Fan was happening. Yoshi was good. Charles. Bro, I'm literally only here for Howell as well. Let's trade with the Bears. I agree. He said, let's go Cowboys. Hey, man. What's the lowest we get? What you mean? I think the best we could do at this point is 14th, I think. What's good, dude? What's good? What's good? What's happening, y'all? What's happening? I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see some Sam Howell. That's pretty much it. Other than that, I don't know, man. But to see some Sam Howell, I'm really excited. Should have been playing Sam Howell since Carson Wentz got hurt. I've been screaming that the whole time, but it is what it is. Because I felt like if he was bad, if he was like terrible, now you know for a fact you should probably go draft a quarterback, and we probably have a better draft pick. If he goes crazy, then we're in the playoffs. But this ugly middle, this to me right now, what we're in is worst case scenario for me personally. I feel like this is the worst case scenario result. What's good, James Fisher? What's good? I heard Peyton is talking to Denver. Yeah, I saw their talks advanced, even though they're planning on interviewing somebody. I saw they were about to interview somebody. I was like, I thought the Sean Payton thing deal was done. But then I saw somewhere that they planned on interviewing somebody. So I'm interested in seeing how that goes. But yeah, man, to me, this is worst case scenario, but it is what it is. Hopefully we can draft well. Hopefully we can maneuver a little bit. I would love to get that first pick from the Bears somehow. Even if we trade up for a QB, our O-line still will not improve. I want us to go ahead and address O-line in free agency. I'm working on a video where I do my free agency wish list for all of our biggest needs. First, I'm going to do a team needs video. What are our biggest needs? And I'm going to explain why I'm bringing statistics. Then after that, I'm going to do a free agency wish list video. And then we diving straight into the draft. Anthony Richardson and Joey Porter, I'm down for both of those. Definitely down. Anthony Richardson is very raw, but if we bring in the right offensive coordinator, maybe it can work out. 10 years ago, I would have said definitely no to Anthony Richardson. But lately, all of these raw quarterbacks with tools just seem to work out more often. I'm not going to say they always work out. I'm not saying we're going to get Anthony Richardson. He's going to become Cam Newton or Josh Allen. I'm not saying that at all. But lately, the Tuas, the Justin Herberts, the Josh Allens, the Pat Mahomes, the Jalen Hurts, who I didn't even think was that good his first couple of years until really this year. All of these guys that are raw with tools, with things that you can build on, they seem to work out more often at the NFL level now. Offensive coordinators are smarter. They're willing to. They're not being as stubborn. They're bringing in a lot of the college concepts that their quarterbacks use. Justin Fields, even Trevor Lawrence had a little bit of raw to his game, and now he's playing. He's balling out. Offensive coordinators are just doing a better job. Now we still need to find that offensive coordinator that can do that, of course, but the raw quarterback thing isn't as dangerous as it used to be. I'm not automatically saying we'll get Anthony Richardson and he'll just become the best quarterback of all time. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm willing to take the risk more often now than I used to be. Way more than I used to be. 10 years ago, Anthony Richardson would have been out of the question, but now I would actually be pretty down for that. But even though I know it's extremely unrealistic, but I think I think CJ Stroud with Ryan Day is the best thing ever. But Ryan Day ain't leaving Ohio State after a game like that. But either way, I want CJ Stroud. I mean, no matter who our offensive coordinator is, I want CJ Stroud at this point. I know Bryce Young is out of the question because he's more than likely going number 1 overall. Then again, when we go through the combine and stuff and people see how small he is, his weight, his height, how skinny he is, and people see all of that and see how big CJ Stroud is, and he probably runs a faster 40 time than people expect, CJ Stroud may go number 1 overall. I'm not going to lie, it may end up happening. I wouldn't be surprised. Even though I feel like Bryce Young is the better quarterback, he's really small. Like, Bryce Young isn't Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, Sam Howell small. No, he's short and really skinny. Like, a really skinny even for his height. Like, it's scary. Like, we talk about Russell Wilson, we talk about Kyler Murray and all of these guys being small. At least they got some build to them, some muscle. That man Bryce Young is tiny. So I wouldn't be surprised if people end up not taking them straight up off their big board. I don't see it with Will Levis either. Yeah, I'm not a big Will Levis fan. Maybe if I watch more of him, I'll get to it. Storm is a free agency next year, all pro right guard. Man, we gotta do to get all of them guys. The stands are covered in blue. I'm not surprised. I have to say, brother, Deron Payne, 11.5, has a chance to break Dave Butt's team sack record from the interior defensive to... Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Deron Payne is having himself a crazy year. That man is trying to get paid. He was not playing. Now, there were a couple of games this year that he didn't show up that I wish he would have showed up for, especially those Giants games, but he balled out, man. He balled out this year overall. I can't complain too much. Cannot complain too much. You think we might have to go after Tennessee quarterback in the draft? You talking about Hendon Hooker? Maybe later. Maybe later. I'm not that huge of a Hendon Hooker fan from what I've seen. Now, I respect a lot of what he did against my Georgia Bulldogs because we completely outmatched them. Our defensive line was better than their O-line. Our defensive coordinator was better than their offensive coordinator. He was going through it, man. But if you just look at like other games as well, I'm just not as huge on Hendon Hooker as I thought I would be. After watching the Tennessee game against my Georgia Bulldogs, I thought I would love Hendon Hooker. I was like, let me check him out. And then when I went back to watch some other games, I'm a little hesitant. I'll see though. Maybe if I watch a few more games, I'll start to love him a lot more. I don't know. But as of right now, I'm not a huge Hendon Hooker fan, but hopefully I'll become one because I think we can steal him later in the draft because, well, at the very least later in the first round just because of the fact that, and we start on defense. That sucks. I don't want to start on defense. But I think we may be able to get him later just because of that ACL injury. What's good, P. Cove? What's up, dude? Love the content. Keep grinding. Appreciate that. What's good, Rodrigo? What's happening? What's happening? Let's see. If we aren't able to re-sign Payne, I want to go get Roquan. Is Roquan in the last year of his deal with the Ravens right now? After he got traded from the Bears? You know I would love as many Georgia Bulldogs as possible. Joe Theismann was skinny when he got drafted by the Dolphins in 1917. Look how Joe filled out later in his career. That's a great point. Maybe we could get Bryce Young on a certain diet, or somebody will. Who knows? I doubt we get him, but it'll be nice. And just to let you know, John Ridgeway is starting at D tackle in place of Jonathan Allen today. I don't know if a lot of y'all know, but like, a lot of our starters out. Jonathan Allen's out. Bryce Young, Antonio Gibson, Cameron Curl, Benjamin St. Juste, Jamin Davis. But Sam Howell is going out there with less than half a team. Less than half a team today, man. All right, 3rd and 5. Let's see if we can get off the field. Mostly because, I mean, winning the game literally does nothing but hurt us, honestly. Winning this game would actually be a terrible idea for the Commanders. But I want to see Sam Howell ball out there, so I want the defense to get off the field as soon as possible so we can get to seeing some Sam Howell immediately. All right, so the AFC playoffs is already decided. Chiefs get a bye. Dolphins at Bills, Ravens at Bengals, and Chargers at Jaguars. Okay, I'm down to see that. I'm down to see that. That Chargers at Jaguars sounds interesting. We want how, yeah, what it do? What's good, Johnny Boat? Like up the stream. Let them know, Johnny. Make sure y'all like up the stream while we chilling here, man. Make sure y'all like up the stream. Montez Sweat coverage is crazy. I mean, hey, he's athletic, but yeah, that's not what you want. That's not what you want at all. And that's why they were able to pick up that first down right there. I mean, again, we don't have a lot of starters out there. Like I already said, we barely have any starters out there. I'm surprised that Chase Young is playing. So, you know, I'm just, Dallas is not playing. They're playing their starters. They want to win. We don't really care about winning. We're resting most of our starters. And even if it was starters versus starters, I'm not sure how confident I am in us beating the Cowboys anyway. Let alone with, I mean, like I think we may only have 5 starters out there total on defense, period. Like all of them. It's really bad. Chase Young is gonna eat today facing Peters. Remember what he did to him his rookie year? Yeah, true. That man is playing today. Yeah, this game is a little goofy right now. It's a little sloppy, a little goofy. We have a lot of starters in. We got Payne in. We got Derek Forrest. We got Chase Young. Yeah, we got Fuller. I think we got Bobby McCain out there probably. I think that's probably about it as far as defense goes. And then offense even worse. No running backs. I don't think we're playing any of our receivers. Cornelius Lucas isn't even playing. Like, it's bad. It's bad. Or it's even worse on offense. It's Sweat. Okay. Chase Young playing zone. Well, hey, 4th and 2, though. Defense got off the field, I guess. Defense found a way to get off the field. There you go. There you go. The boy Khalid Hudson stepping up. Khalid Hudson stepping up. This is the time, man. No Jamin Davis. No Cole Holcomb. Go out there and make some plays. We out there playing with a little less than half a team right now. But they found a way to get off the field. If our defense accomplishes anything today, then Jack Del Rio must be a genius because they out there with half a team. Chase Young was in coverage also. That's so bad. I don't get it. I don't get it. I do not get it at all. He dropped the punt. Oh, wow. Yeah, well, there it goes. There it goes. There it goes. I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was. I do not know what that was. Shouts out to the Commanders, man. All right, Sam Howell. All right, Howell. Now what? Now what, Howell? Let me see something. Great field positioning, Howell. Great field positioning. No, but my life already making plays, man. Let me see something. Jonathan Williams with a 4-yard run. Okay. Let me see something, guys. Yeah, that was bad. I don't even know what that could have been. I don't know why he dropped that like that. Yeah, this is the last game. Christian Miller was good. Yeah, great start. Excellent start. Better start than we could have expected. Again, though, winning only hurts us. But can't wait for Sam. I can't wait to see some Sam Howell. So, oh yes, sir. Sam Howell to Terry McLaurin already. Look at us. Look, I told y'all he should have been playing. He should have been playing from the jump. He should have been playing as soon as Carson Wentz got hurt. I was saying that, man. Look at Scott Turner coaching for his job right now. Sam Howell's first NFL pass is a touchdown. Come on now. You can't make that up. You can't make that up. Let's get it, man. Let's go, man. I've been one of those people screaming Sam Howell should have started in place of Carson Wentz as soon as he got hurt against the Bears. It should have been Sam Howell the rest of the way because he's only going to get better. Great play call by Scott Turner, though. That man is coaching for his life right now, but I'm pretty sure he already knows he's out the door. I'm literally assuming that Scott Turner's out the door, and right now he's just play calling so that he can audition for another team. I don't think Scott Turner can do anything today that's going to save his job. But great throw by Sam Howell, good play design, and Terry McLaurin, he'll do the rest. Yeah, that boy Sam Howell a little different, man. That boy actually scanned the field, threw a beautiful dot to Terry McLaurin. That guy couldn't cover Terry McLaurin to save his life. That was over with. That should be all year for Terry. That's so sad. He said, "Is this a dream?" Hey, man, we got some Sam Howell already. You saw the list of potential offensive. Yeah, I saw that. Appreciate that, Rich. I saw that. Because that was like a really detailed list of a whole bunch of random candidates I wouldn't have thought of. That was a really good list. From the one from Sportsnot or whatever that you sent, that was a crazy list. Man, hey, that's a great first. I just watched your latest video and we need Eric Bieniemy. There's so many candidates. There's so many guys that we could pick and it'll be an upgrade over what we currently have. Minimal research. I like Bobby Slowick. I'm going to have to look him up. I don't know who that is. I'm not even going to sit here and lie to you. Never seen Scott Turner call a slant for Carson Wentz. I'm telling y'all, Scott Turner's coaching for his life right now. Again, I think he's done in DC no matter what, but I also think that he could be auditioning for another team right now as an offensive coordinator. Like, look what I did with Sam Howell in his first NFL start type of thing. You know what I'm saying? I think Anthony Richardson-Cillin is insane as well. I love Anthony Richardson-Cillin. And again, 10 years ago, if you would have asked me if I wanted to draft an Anthony Richardson type of guy, I would have said for sure not. Like, definitely not. For sure no. But now, again, like I already went on a whole tirade earlier about like now and nowadays within the past few years, these raw quarterbacks with a lot of tools and a lot of potential in a ceiling, with a low floor, high ceiling, they've been working out more often now. Now, it's not automatic. I'm not saying Anthony Richardson is going to become Josh Allen or Cam Newton. It's not automatic. But lately, a lot of these quarterbacks have been working out. I mean, Jalen Hurts even. And Justin Fields finally figuring it out. Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. It's so many names. Justin Herbert. Tua, a lot of people didn't expect to be that good. Like, offensive coordinators are getting smarter. They're being less stubborn. Instead of forcing a square peg into a circular hole, they're actually bringing a lot of college concepts into their NFL playbooks and schemes to help make the quarterback have a better adjustment. Like Marcus Mariota was like pretty much the last stage of offensive coordinators just hating on a quarterback, drafting them and trying to force them to be a super pro style offense when they never did that in college. I would say Marcus Mariota was one of the last ones where the NFL just failed them. And I was never that big of a Marcus Mariota fan coming out of the draft. I was never that huge on Jameis Winston or Marcus Mariota. I was really down on both of those guys compared to how everybody else felt about them. But I still feel like the Tennessee did him dirty. I mean, they tried to force that man to basically run a Peyton Manning offense. In college, in NFL coordinators don't do that anymore. They'll bring over as many college concepts as they have to get a quarterback to work out. So, again, I'm not saying Anthony Richardson is automatically just going to be Josh Allen or Cam Newton, but, it could work. But at the same time, we still got Sam Howell right here. So, let Sam Howell do his thing before we talk about Anthony Richardson too much. You know what I'm saying? Give Sam Howell his chance. But that was my point this whole time. Ever since the Bears game, Sam Howell should have been starting. We should have gave him plenty enough chances to see what he could do. But yeah, that was a great play by Sam Howell. I love Sam Howell, but he wasn't doing that in the preseason as far as reading the field. I mean, he looked at like 3 different guys before he got that to Terry McLaurin. Like, that was and the accuracy to where Terry McLaurin didn't have to slow down to catch it. He could continue running. So he can get that, because if he throws that behind Terry McLaurin, he gets tackled from only like a gain of 4 or 5. The fact that he threw that with perfect precision ahead of Terry McLaurin so he can keep running, that's huge. That's huge. And yeah, that drop by the Cowboys was insane. 3rd and 7. Defense get off the field. We get to see Sam Howell again. Taylor Heineke and Howell laughing on the bench while Wentz is filling water bottles. What do you think of Bo Nix and Jaron Hall? I haven't had a chance to check out Jaron Hall. I'm not even exactly sure who that is, to be honest with you. And I'm not a big Bo Nix fan. just off of how he plays against my Georgia Bulldogs every year. Now, granted, the Georgia Bulldogs have had some great defenses, but I don't know. I just don't trust Bo Nix. I just don't. I don't like him, me personally. I really don't, but, you know, it's just not, me personally, I'm not one of them. Okay, FL Bottle with the sack. Okay, look at half a defense balling out. Look at half a defense balling out right now. Everybody was in on that side. Look at half a defense balling out right now, man. Half a defense. Some of a offense and half a defense balling out, man. Let's see how this game goes, man. Because we're resting a lot of our starters. I think the Cowboys are playing quite a bit of theirs, and they still getting whooped. I know a lot of y'all in the DMV definitely want to... I know a lot of y'all definitely want, to beat Dallas just off of, yeah, great play by all of those guys. That was Sweat, Chase. It was Sweat one side, then Chase the other, and then FL Body came in to clean up. That was a great play by everybody. But I know a lot of y'all in the DMV want to beat the Cowboys for bragging rights, but honestly, pick-wise, I prefer to lose the game, but if we win, it is what it is, you know what I mean? It is what it is. I'm not complaining. It'll be fun. Especially if Sam Howell balls out in the win. Now, if we win, say, like 10-7, then that's pointless to me. Because y'all know I don't really hate Dallas as much. I don't hate Dallas as much as y'all do. First of all, I feel like just as good as the Cowboys have been the past few years and how bad we've been, I don't even necessarily feel like it's that great of a rivalry anymore. And then again, I'm in Atlanta, so I don't have to deal with it. Like, I don't have to go to work and deal with Cowboys fans like y'all do. So I understand why y'all want to win, but I prefer the draft pick. So it's either way, though. I'm cool in either way. I'm not passionate about losing. I'm not super passionate about losing, because if I was, we should have started losing a long time ago, but it is what it is. I don't know what Dax Milne even did on that return. What was Dax Milne doing on that return? We can't stand them and nominate. I don't deal with Cowboys fans like that. Only couple of Cowboys fans I know actually don't even talk that much trash. My Falcons friends talk way more trash. My Colts fans, Steelers fans, I've learned to hate those teams more personally. History-wise, I hate Cowboys, but I don't have like a personal Cowboys fan I talk trash to. We can't get the 21st pick. That's impossible. No, I think the furthest down we can go is 17. I know there's an Atlanta-New Orleans rivalry. Yeah, Atlanta-New Orleans rivalry is the funniest rivalry in football to me. It's the blackest rivalry. It's literally like an HBCU rivalry, so it's hilarious. Like the trash talking and stuff. It's nothing else like it. There's some better rivalries football-wise and bragging rights-wise and Super Bowls and stuff like that, but as far as trash talking and two cities that absolutely just hate each other beyond reason, especially with the Katrina and all New Orleans coming up to Atlanta and everything, it's hilarious. Living in the Atlanta area, I haven't met one Cowboys fan trash talker. I'm saying, I just don't run into him. I just don't run into him. Rico, what's our pick if we win? I think at best, if we lose, we're 14th. I think if we win, I think we're 17th. It's something like that. I think it's something like that, right? I believe. I gotta go find it. I think Tay and Todd Podcast was keeping up with it, right? Check out Tay and Todd Podcast on Twitter or YouTube. First of all, y'all need to check them out, period. Because they make a lot of great content. They do film sessions and everything. But I think I remember seeing them on Twitter keeping track of it. I think it's 17 at the furthest down and 14 the highest up I think we can go. So it is what it is. I would prefer to win. I would prefer to lose so we can keep that 14th pick, but it would have been nice. Let them know, Plasma. Let them know, man. We got plenty of people in here. Make sure y'all like up the stream if you haven't already. I appreciate it, man. Doesn't matter we win or lose, players we run is not gonna get. Hey, there's a point there. Doesn't matter what pick we have, or we gonna pick the right guy. It's a good point. Just getting home, we up 7-0. Fill me in. Oh, so the our defense got off the field. Cowboys received the kick. Defense got off the field. Their punter fumbled the ball. We started in the red zone. We ran the ball with Jonathan Williams for 4 yards, and then Sam Howell threw a dot to Terry McLaurin, and Terry McLaurin ran it the rest of the way for a touchdown. So Sam Howell only has one throw this game. His first NFL pass is a touchdown. And then on defense, with only half our starters, they got it. They sacked Dak Prescott. They're doing everything right. So the O-line is struggling right now, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. It is what it is, though. I think that was more so play calling than the offensive line there, though. They just completely didn't block that guy. I think that was good. I think that was just straight up just Scott Turner play design being weird and allowing a free rusher to go through. Nah, Christian McCaffrey is insane, bro. That's a different type of guy right there, man. I want to see JP run today. I want to see JP. I want to see Jared Patterson run today as well, man. This is a great day to showcase him. I think Jonathan Williams and Jared Patterson should be the duo of running backs. That's crazy that I really feel sorry for J.D. McKissic. Y'all got to remember. And yeah, Terry, you can't drop those. You cannot drop those. Poor Sam Howell. Now he has another incompletion on his record. Maybe the Dallas Cowboys paid Terry McLaurin before the game started. Either way, though, I feel really sorry for J.D. McKissic. I think a lot of people forget the fact that he almost signed with the Bills, decided to not sign with the Bills, came back to us. Bills are a potential Super Bowl contender team, mind you, and now he barely plays for us. He's been hurt, and even before he got hurt, he was barely playing for us. So I really feel sorry for J.D. McKissic, and I hope he eventually ends up leaving and finding somewhere to go. But that was a great throw by Sam Howell. There's no way Terry McLaurin dropped that. No way Terry McLaurin dropped that. Wow, the Cowboys are folding. Nah, the Cowboys are weird, man. Cowboys, y'all really trying to give us this game? Do the Cowboys hate us that much that they want us to pick 3 picks back? Is that what it is? The Cowboys hate us so much that they want us to have a worse draft pick and they're willing to let us win to do it. Is that what it is? Is that really it? He said Terry bobbled the first one. Maybe he's not used to a quarterback with that much arm strength. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Cowboys right now, man. I'm not going to lie. I mean, another Sam Howell touchdown. I'm down. Another Sam Howell touchdown. Let's get it. Okay. He said this is definitely scripted. Yeah, it looked like he literally gave that to, what's his face? Literally looked like, oh, okay, I got the punt here. Y'all don't know what's going on. That boy Christian Holmes, man. I appreciate it, though. Heads up play to catch that. He said Mike McCarthy going to be delivering my DoorDash. No, he didn't bobble the first one. He didn't just does the justice to the ball. Terry's not used to getting hit in the hands. I finally get to wear my Sam Howell jersey, and it means something. Why are we trying to win? Again, I would prefer to lose this game, but I can see why some people would prefer to win. I know that Cowboys rivalry, especially y'all in the DMV, I feel it. But I don't know what's going on with Mike McCarthy and them guys. I don't know what's going on. And Turpin's been really good as a returner this year, but that's whoo. He said I want my draft pick as well, but I understand why a lot of people would prefer to beat the Cowboys today. I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it at all. I mean, I need the Commanders to lose for my football picks as well, but I guess it is what it is right now. I probably lost the football pool anyway, so it's really no point at this point anyway. Cowboys big choke. Don't tell me we lost to the Browns, who lost again today. Now we're gonna beat the Cowboys. Yeah, I saw the Bears got the #1 pick. I saw that game. I was watching Red Zone. The Texans are idiots for that. Texans are some bozos for that. That was so pointless. That was so pointless to just go from the first pick to the second. Now what? Thanks. Even though the Bears don't need a franchise quarterback, so they're going to be getting all the calls. Oh, the Bears' phone is ringing off the hook starting today. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Bears getting calls right now about that #1 overall pick for Bryce Young or CJ Stroud. Oh, yeah, the Bears are getting out of that first pick. They are trading down for sure. Trade down to us. Trade down with us, man. We ain't do nothing to offend y'all, man. Rock with us. Samson, I live in D.C. The Heat is on Snyder. Come on, Bears. Come on, talk to me, man. As a Georgia Bulldog fan, you know, Justin Fields, you traded away Roquan, but that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Just do me one favor real quick, man. Howell is going to smoke this secondary. Yeah, the Cowboys do have a lot of injuries in their secondary as well. I mean, but granted, we don't have a lot of starters. Offensive line-wise, I think it might... The only reason I'm not, like, fingers crossed about Dan Snyder, because I feel like it's pretty much a done deal. With the way that everything's been going, the process and how everything's been going, Snyder's not going to be here by the time this next season starts. The only problem is, I think him selling the team to somebody is gonna happen so late that we can't hire a new coaching staff. Like if you want Ron Rivera gone, we can't do that with the timing. Like I don't think he's gonna sell the team until like March or something like that, maybe April. And by then, you know what I'm saying? By then, all of the coaches will be hired. Like we're not gonna be able to take part of the coaching, the hiring cycle and all of that type of stuff. So I know at least Rivera will be here for another season. I know Rivera will at least be here for another season. More than likely, Jack Del Rio. Scott Turner, more than likely not. I think Scott Turner probably gets fired immediately after this game. But I think Rivera will at least be here for another year. Whereas JP, I don't know why Jared Patterson isn't getting the ball at all. They're just letting this be the Jonathan Williams show right now. What's good, E-Vision? Home? What's good? What's good? What's good? So what says you about alleged Taylor Heineke telling Ron thanks, but I start today with says you did that. I don't know, man. That sounds like a Disney movie type of thing. I don't know. I was a little skeptical when I heard that. But Taylor Heineke is a good guy, so I wouldn't be surprised if he actually did say that. But I mean, I'm still upset at Ron Rivera for thinking that it made sense to not start Sam Howell today. I just don't even see why you wouldn't start Sam Howell. Wait, Jared Patterson is hurt? I didn't even realize that. Jonathan Williams running hard, though, because they're not giving him a bunch of room to run, and he's still making a little something out of nothing. Jonathan Williams running a little bit hard today. Poor Hal. Fire turning, no one was open. Excited to see Chris Paul finally. Yeah, I am happy to see Chris Paul out there. I'm gonna have to look at the film to see what's going on. Yeah, the right tackle got mutilated. Was that Cosme? Was that Samuel Cosme that got mutilated by Michael Parsons at the very beginning of the game? And then we missed the field goal? Wow. And then we missed the field goal? Wow. Oh yeah, we're doing everything we can to lose this game. The Cowboys are having arguably their worst game of the season, and we're just trying to give it right back. Hey, we playing for that? Hey, y'all about to say, I'm not mad either. We playing for that draft pick. I'm not mad at all. I am not mad at all. I'm sorry. I'm not even going to sit here and lie to y'all. I want that draft pick if I can. Again, at the end of the day, I can see why a lot of y'all want to beat the Cowboys. And if we do, it is what it is. But I'm playing for that draft pick, man. I'm playing. I'm sorry. I want to see Sam Howell go out there and score 40 points and get a better draft pick. That's best case scenario for me. Sam Howell balls out and we lose. I think that's perfect. That kick was terrible though. I don't know if they paid Joey Slye to miss it that bad or if he's just that bad. I don't know what that was. That man can hit a 50-yarder but miss something that easy. I don't know what's wrong with him. What quarterback you want in the draft? At first, I wasn't that big of a fan of C.J. Stroud, but then after the way he did against my Georgia Bulldogs, my main questions and concerns about him was, can he make off-schedule plays? Can he run outside of the pocket? Can he use his legs to extend plays and find guys, throw on the run, all of that type of stuff. I just thought he was too much of a pocket quarterback, and that was it. And then Ohio State, I guess they just had him in the lab. That man was in the hyperbolic time chamber. I guess they didn't want to show anybody that he could use his legs until absolutely necessary. And boy, they caught us lacking. They caught my Georgia Bulldogs lacking. Ryan Day schemed up one of the best offensive game plans I've ever seen. And then C.J. Stroud had one of the best games I've seen against my Georgia Bulldogs in at least a few years. I think you could argue it's better. You could argue it's better than what Bryce Young did against us in the SEC championship last year before we won the championship. I mean, that performance by C.J. Stroud was insane. So now I'm a huge C.J. Stroud fan. Before I was a little, I still feel like Bryce Young, if you ignore how small he is, he's the best quarterback in this class easily. But as far as C.J. Stroud, I think I could easily see C.J. Stroud getting drafted before Bryce Young because Bryce Young is small. When we get to that combine and we get those official heights and weights, and Bryce Young is even smaller than a lot of people think. And then C.J. Stroud comes up there and is big, tall, strong arm, runs a faster 40 time than people expect. I can see C.J. Stroud probably going before Bryce Young to to maybe like the Texans or something. Who knows though? I still think Bryce Young, if you're ignoring how small he is, the best quarterback in his class. And I'm down to take a chance on Anthony Richardson. I'm not a big Will Levis fan as much as other people are. And I still got to check out a lot of other guys. Hendon Hooker, I loved what he did against my Georgia Bulldogs. I felt like that was just, his whole team was outmatched and he played as well as you could play, with our defensive line being better than their offensive line, our defensive coordinator being better than their offensive coordinator. I feel like Hendon Hooker did everything he could to make up for that difference, to try to at least make that somewhat of a game. I'm not mad at him for that game, but then I went back to look at other games. I'm not as impressed with Hendon Hooker as a lot of other people are, but we'll see. Maybe I'll watch some more games and become a bigger fan of him. Right now, I really want Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, and I'll take a chance on Anthony Richardson. That's all I got right now. What is the position you'd be mad at us drafting? In the first round? I guess running back. I guess running back in the first round would be pretty insane for us. I think that would be like pretty insane. My boy Jaden L with the donation, man. Appreciate that. What's up, man? What's good? How we looking? I mean, we're winning, and Sam Howell looks pretty good, but it's like we're trying to give the Cowboys the game back. The Cowboys are trying to give us the game, and we're trying to give it back. Both of us are being really generous right now. We're all being very generous right now. What's good, everybody that's pulling up? Make sure y'all like up the stream if you haven't already. I want to lock down cornerback. I can see the logic. One logic that it may not be my favorite case scenario, my best case scenario, but something I could really get behind is if you're just assuming Sam Howell's our starting quarterback next year, and then you go, say, Joey Porter in the first round, a lockdown corner, if that's what you want to do. And then if Sam Howell's great, he's your franchise quarterback. If he's terrible, maybe he plays poorly enough to where you could be in position to potentially get Caleb Williams or the Drake May guy or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely down for that. I'm definitely down. The only thing I would prefer more than that is to take a chance maybe on Anthony Richardson because I think he's that talented, or to take a chance if you can somehow get CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. I think that solves it. But I think Sam Howell as your starting quarterback, and then you draft either a really good offensive lineman in the first round or a lockdown corner. Me personally, I pick lockdown corner in the first round because I think we need to figure out offensive line and free agency. I think we need to go spend most of our money. You need to let go of Carson Wentz to save $28 million. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we let Chase Roulier go. He's a top 5 center, but he can only play half a season. So I think we may end up letting him go. That will save us more money. You pay Deron Payne. Maybe you go ahead and pay Cameron Curl and Montez Sweat if you want to think that far ahead. You got to pay Cole Holcomb, I believe, as well. Whatever money you got left over, you put it all in offensive line. You go get the top guard. You go get the top tackle. I do not care. Do not go get a budget Walmart great value offensive lineman anymore. Stop trying to get these cheap great deal offensive lineman. Go get the top guy, pay him $20 million a year, whatever he wants. So I think we need to address offensive line and free agency. That's the only reason I'm not saying do it in the draft. In the draft, I think if we're ignoring quarterback, if we're assuming Sam Howell is our quarterback to start next year, we're just gonna ride with him for 2023. I'm straight up lockdown corner, number one. First of all, I feel like linebackers, the difference between the guys in the first round and the second round probably aren't that big. But I have to do more. I have to watch more stuff. I haven't watched linebackers like that yet, so maybe I'm missing something. But so far from what I've seen, I don't love the linebacker class that much to where I would have to take one in the first round. I think I would wait till like the second maybe for that. I say go lockdown corner. And y'all know I'm a Georgia Bulldog fan. I love Keely Ringo, but I would play it safe, go with the safer guy in Joey Porter, who you know can play. He can play man coverage, he can play zone coverage, everything. Keely Ringo has the highest ceiling of the class, easily. He's the most athletic. He has the longest arms. He's crazy. Crazy acceleration, all of that. But I don't know, man. Keely Ringo, you pick him in the first round, and he ends up being a Trevon Diggs that doesn't get interceptions, and all he's doing is getting burnt. We're going to be really sick about that. I think they probably play it safe, get Joey Porter. You know what he's going to do. Kendall Fuller, Joey Porter, and Benjamin St. Juste. I love that cornerback group. I think that's a really good cornerback group. Kendall Fuller can show Joey Porter how it's done at the NFL level. Joey Porter's going to end up being way better than Kendall Fuller, just talent-wise alone. And I'd be down for that. So I say go crazy on offensive line. Go crazy on offensive line in the free agency. And honestly, Kendall Fuller, man, I think Chase Roulier could potentially get cut. I think Kendall Fuller, you could save over, like $15 million a year. and spend that money on something else. Oh yeah, we do have compensatory picks as well. Ringo is either Eli Apple or Jalen Ramsey. Literally, I think the closest comp is really a more athletic Trevon Diggs. A more athletic Trevon Diggs, where he's either going to get burnt or he's going to make a game-saving interception. And that's literally what he's done for Georgia. He did a better job on Marvin Harrison Jr. than people think, but still, Marvin Harrison Jr. won that matchup, in my opinion. And I don't know, man. He scares me. He scares me. I love Keely Ringo, but he scares me NFL-wise. With people really game planning, trying to target him and stuff, I don't know. But yeah, we're supposed to get a comp pick for Brandon Sheriff and maybe even Tim Settle. We'll see how that goes. I know we should at least get a third for Brandon Sheriff. We'll see what we get for Tim Settle. Oh, Jared Patterson is in the game. Jared Patterson's in the game. My boy Jaden L with another donation, man. Sounds like nobody has hope. What's good? My boy Jaden L with the donation again, man. Appreciate that. Seems like nobody wants Commanders to win. Appreciate the multiple donations, man. The several donations. My boy Jaden L in the chat, man. Appreciate that. And then, yeah, I mean, some people do want the Commanders to beat the Cowboys a lot, especially a lot of the people that's in the DMV that have to deal with Cowboys fans. I don't deal with Cowboys fans. I really don't know many, and even the ones I do know, don't really talk much trash. So I would prefer to play for the draft pick, but I understand why some of y'all don't want to. Probably a fifth for Settle. I'm hoping at least a sixth. The flags with Ringo is what concerns me. Yeah, I think Keely Ringo is literally just a more athletic Trevon Diggs. He's either going to make the game-saving interception because we get pressure, or he's going to get burnt. I think O-line and free agency, go O-line heavy in free agency. Give them all the money. I like the fact that Armani Rogers is getting some plays drawn up for him. But and then you draft lockdown corner, arguably, in my opinion, Joey Porter in the first round, and you let Sam Howell be your quarterback in 2023. I'm cool with that. I'm down for that. I would really love to get C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young, and I would even take a chance on Anthony Richardson. But if you go with that strategy, Joey Porter in the first round, offensive line free agency, linebacker second round, and Sam Howell's your starting quarterback in 2023. If Sam Howell isn't good, maybe you're in position to get Caleb Williams or Drake May or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a 2-year plan. Free agency is too big of a risk for offensive line. I mean, I think if you go get, actually pay one real money that they deserve, I think it can work. Rico, I need you to look at linebackers in the draft. All right, I haven't been looking at linebackers like that yet. I've been looking at corners. I've been looking at quarterback, of course. I've been looking at offensive line, but I haven't really looked at linebackers yet. Wait, Chase Claypool only had 140 yards for Chicago this whole season that he played? Wow. Wow. And the Steelers got a first round for him. Oh, my Lord. Hey, we'll take the underthrow in the flag, I guess. We'll take it. I don't know why he underthrew that so bad. I thought, if anything, Sam Howell would be the type of guy to overthrow guys, but, that's just one of them. Oh, he had to throw off his back foot, though. There was pressure in his face. There's nothing you can really do. There was pressure in his face. Yeah, he had to throw off his back. I'm surprised he even got that off. I mean, it looked like somebody was unblocked how fast they were in his face. That was crazy. But yeah, Terry McLaurin had him beat pretty bad. That was... Whoo, that boy Terry McLaurin dangerous. All right, we're starting to see some Jared Patterson, though. For everybody that wanted to see some Jared Patterson, we're getting him. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Scott Turner-wise, I don't see him making it through the week. That's just my personal opinion. Because I think if you're going to move on from him, you're going to move on as soon as possible so you can go ahead and get the next guy in and they can start to develop their offense, talking to the players, talking to, Sam Howell and all of those guys. And good run by Sam Howell. Good run. I mean, again, I've been screaming Sam Howell should have been starting since Carson Wentz got hurt against the Bears. I've been one of those people. I know a lot of people disagreed. A lot of people were like, nah, play Heineke because we need to make the playoffs and things like that. I felt like Sam Howell gave you a higher ceiling. Even if Sam Howell was worse than Taylor Heineke that day, I think by now, by the time we played the Giants twice, Sam Howell's probably the better quarterback between him and Taylor Heineke, and we're going to the playoffs anyway. I can see why some people were nervous about playing Sam Howell because he may be worse than Taylor Heineke day one. But he was going to be better than Taylor Heineke eventually. He has too high of a ceiling. He's a better runner. He's a better thrower, all of that. I know a lot of people didn't want to throw him out there because they felt like the O-line was too bad. But there's a lot of teams out there with bad O-lines. He got to go out there at some point. So, I know he's getting beat up right now like that. He's getting beat up like that. But, he's got to go out there. I'm pretty sure if you would ask him how he'd prefer to go out there with a bad O-line than to sit on the side, sit on the bench just watching. And yeah, Samuel Cosmi, man, he looked like something special last year, but he's not looking good this year. He's been banged up. We'll try to, but he's been bad. He's been bad. That's so sad that we need a right tackle. That's so sad. It's so sad. Jalen Duncan left tackle round 2 would be ideal. Rivera and Turner gotta go. So does the O-line. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Cosmi, bro. He looked so good last year. What happened? Did I miss something? Is there something I'm missing with Samuel Cosmi? Like, he looked so good last year. What changed? I know he's been hurt this year, but still, like, what happened for real? And great run by Jared Patterson right there. Great run by Jared Patterson. My boy Steve H with a donation, man. Appreciate that. Oh, so Cosmi is still hurt. Oh, okay, bet. It's been a really bad year, man. My boy Steve H with a donation. Appreciate that. Looks in pocket and can only find a Canadian file. I appreciate it, though. I appreciate it. My fingers crossed Toronto for hopefully the last game under the Snyder regime. Appreciate the donation. We got to clap that up. Last game for the Snyder regime. Again, like I said, I'm confident that Snyder's gone. I'm completely confident. I think it's pretty much done deal. Yeah, Jared Patterson is nice, man. I like Jared Patterson. I don't know why he doesn't get more playing time. I never really understood it. He is Pro Bowl in the run. Yeah, I think Dan Snyder's pretty much good as gone, man. Honestly, I really do. I think the way everything's been going, they're already doing bids and stuff. Now, I think the only problem is it's gonna be too late to make any real coaching changes. Like, if you want Rivera fired, that's not happening this year. Because by the time Dan Snyder sells the team, it'll probably be like March or April. And by then, all of the coaching hires will be done by then. So, that's the only problem with that. I think, and I don't hate Rivera as much as a lot of people do. There's things he needs to fix, especially time management. He needs to find a better offensive coordinator and things like that. I don't think Scott Turner makes it through. I don't think he finishes the next week here. I think he's fired. But Rivera, as long as he fixes a few things, he has some positives. I'm cool with giving Rivera at least another year. But we'll see. I think Dan Snyder's gone now. I'm definitely down to give Rivera another year. I know a lot of people are coming for Rivera's head. I'm not that down on Rivera. I don't think he's great or perfect, but I'm cool to give him another year, especially with a better quarterback and a better offensive coordinator. I'm cool with that. I think if Ron Rivera could somehow just become a leader and let all of the other guys, hire a guy that could be the offensive mind, hire a guy to be the defensive mind, make all of those type of decisions, I think he'd be straight because he's a great leader. He's a great leader and disciplinarian and all of that. Great at that, but it's just certain things. He's just not caught up with the times. He's too far behind mentally. He's too old school with certain things. That's my only problem. My main problem with him, time management and too old school. Other than that, though, I could deal with Ron Rivera, especially for another year. J.D. McKissick. That's what Joe Gibbs did. I'm telling you that it can work. It can work. Ron Rivera just needs to be like a leadership role. the disciplinarian, and let everybody else handle all the strategy stuff. Strategy is where Ron Rivera lacks. Everything else, he got all of the intangibles, leadership, talking to people, getting them motivated to play. He's got that. But strategy, my wife and mom are Cowboys fans. Oh no, my boy William Austin going through it over there. Well, I mean, hey, at least, hey, we're looking good right now as far as that goes. And again, make sure y'all like up the stream if you haven't already. We got almost like 250 people in here, and we only got 84 likes, man. Please like up the stream if you haven't already. My boy Young Obey, Pro Bowl sponsor for 13 months. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's good all the way from Germany? Appreciate that, man. My boy Young Obey always pulling up, man. Always pulling up and doing what he got to do, man. Appreciate that. Much love, man. My boy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Big Pro Bowl sponsor. Rico, who are you rooting for in the playoffs? Ask me that after my Georgia Bulldogs win the championship. My whole brain, heart, everything is Georgia Bulldogs. I love my Commanders. But my everything right now has been straight Georgia Bulldogs the past few weeks. I'm not going to even sit here and sugarcoat it. I'm not going to lie. The only thing with my Commanders that I'm really excited about is seeing Sam Howell play. Other than that, I've been straight Georgia. So after that, give me some time to think about who I may want to root for, because I really don't know, man. Maybe I'll root for the team with the most players from Atlanta or something, or most significant players from Atlanta. I don't know. I'm going to have to see, though. I'm going to have to see. I don't know. I don't have anybody off the top of my mind right now that I'm really rooting for. I'm trying to think some guys on other teams that are from Atlanta. I mean, the Giants have a couple of Georgia Bulldogs. The Eagles have a couple of Georgia Bulldogs as well. Yeah, I don't have anybody strongly in mind yet. I like watching the Kansas City Chiefs play. The Jacksonville Jaguars are a fun team to watch. That's fun. That's a fun team to watch. Let me see. I'm looking through the list of teams. Yeah, I don't really have anybody I'm passionate about. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't really have anybody right now. I'm going to try to look at which NFL rosters have the most people from Atlanta on them and maybe pick that team because of that, but I don't have anybody off the top of my head. TCU will win for all of Texas. I respect that. I respect that. All right, good play. Good play by Sam Howell. Good play right there. Yes, sir. I will take it. I don't know why Scott Turner finally figured out just now how to get Terry McLaurin to get open against linebackers. Like, I don't know what took so long for Scott Turner to figure out how to get Terry McLaurin matched up against linebackers that can't cover him. But he's finally doing it. I don't know why he waited to the last game of the season, but are you going to have this stream going for TCU, Georgia? Nah, I can't. I'm too nervous about my Georgia Bulldogs. Because I'm usually behind when I'm watching games and stuff. And with my Commanders, I don't know. Something about the Commanders. Maybe if we were in the playoffs, I would be a little bit more nervous. But with my Commanders, my heart isn't in my stomach. I guess because I just, I'm rooting for us to win. I want us to be great, but it's not. First of all, that spot is terrible. That spot was terrible in the Terry McLaurin thing. They tried to hate. Oh, how? No, not like this. Not like that. That was a bad throw. But yeah, my Georgia Bulldogs, with people being ahead of me in the chat, like being a play ahead, 2 plays ahead, and saying stuff, I don't think I could do it mentally. My heart's in my stomach when I watch my Georgia Bulldogs. My heart is in my stomach watching it. I couldn't do it. I would not be able to do it. Hit too short, get Anthony Richardson on the line. But yeah, that was a terrible throw by Sam Howell. I'm not gonna lie. That was bad, Sam Howell. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I mean, he's a rookie though. This rookie playing his first game. We should have been through him out there. Should have thrown him out there way sooner. Should have thrown him out there since the Bears game, I said. But, it is what it is. But, yeah, man. Yeah, I can't stream my Georgia Bulldogs. I'm too nervous. With people in the chat being ahead by, like, one or 2 plays, I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd be having a nervous breakdown. I can only imagine how crazy you felt against OSU, man. I happened to be out. I was downtown in Atlanta, which was really fun, too, because the game was in Atlanta, of course, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And it was the peace drop and everything. So I was downtown. I wasn't actually like watching the game, but it really, the part that probably sucked the most, the part that was making me really have my heart in my stomach was, first of all, I was checking the score all the time on my phone. But also, when I'm passing by any bars, it was bars left and right having the game on. And I would try to not see the TV, see the score, see what was going on. But I would hear a bunch of people cheering. And I didn't know if it was Ohio State fans or Georgia Bulldogs fans cheering. And sometimes I thought it was Georgia. And I would look, and then it was Ohio State scoring. And then after that, I lost all trust in any cheers I heard. Because I was in downtown Atlanta, but Ohio State took over a couple of bars, couple of restaurants. And they were loud, so... Man, I was having a nervous breakdown walking around. I wasn't watching the game, though. I had to go back and watch the game later. But I was not watching that game live. And, I mean, I was sitting there staring at my phone as the countdown went. It was like 10, 9, 8. And literally, he missed it like right at 2 seconds to go before 2023. That was crazy. I ain't never experienced something like that. That was beautiful. Shouts out to Ohio State, man. Because y'all played better than us. Like I said, I feel like Georgia's the better team, easily. I feel like if we did like 7-game series like basketball, Georgia would definitely win. I feel like we would win 4-2 or something like that. But Ohio State played so well. They played their hearts out. They schemed better than we did. And Georgia just found a way to win. And, hey, man, that's what good teams do. But shouts out to Ohio State, man. They're a problem. If y'all seen the way they've been recruiting lately, too, Ohio State not going anywhere. I'm warning y'all now. Don't think because C.J. Stroud is gone, Ohio State's about to fall off a cliff. That 2024 quarterback they getting, the number 1 quarterback in the class of next year, I think that's them that's getting them. And I think they already have a guy that's pretty good as well ahead of them already on Ohio State. Hey, don't sleep on Ohio State now. Don't think because C.J. Stroud gone, it's over with. Have y'all seen? Oh yeah, Rich. I've been seeing Louisville. I saw y'all got that 5-star edge rusher. I thought of you immediately. I wasn't at home when I saw it though. But if I was on Xbox, I would have been like, congratulations and all of that. I saw Louisville get that 5-star edge rusher. I was happy. I was happy for y'all, man. As long as y'all don't step on our toes for the guys we want, I prefer if y'all cleaned up. If it were up to me, it would be us, the best team in college football, and Louisville could be second. Go ahead and do y'all thing. Be better than Alabama. Definitely be better than Florida. Be better than Ohio State. I'm rooting for y'all. Just don't take our recruits. You know what I'm saying? Leave us alone. Let's just, you know. We recruit over here. Y'all recruit over there. We good. Y'all got a 5-star linebacker for 2024 as well. Okay, Louisville. I'm telling you, once you start to get them 5 stars and they start recruiting other players, it gets serious, man. Louisville's starting to get that ball rolling. I'm telling you. And yeah, what was that, Fuller? You good? Is Kendall Fuller okay? Is Kendall Fuller okay? Oh, and then that. Wow. Wow. What was that? Wow, Cowboys. Wow, Dak Prescott. Wow. Wow, that man got it back in blood for real. Wow, Kendall Fuller. Wow. 2 pick sixes in one season. 2 pick sixes in one season, Kendall Fuller. So they tried you, and you failed it. And then they tried you again. That first throw may have been worse than the second one. He said scripted. Yeah, that did look scripted. I ain't gonna lie. That was terrible. Great play by Kendall Fuller there, man. That man Kendall Fuller said he trying not to go, man. I told you I want to draft Joey Porter in the first round. But if we end up keeping Kendall Fuller to mentor Joey Porter and you have Benjamin St. Juste on the other side, that's a really good quarterback group right there. And what's going on? Is Joey Sly okay? Is Joey Sly okay? Is everything okay? I was about to say, I felt like Joey Sly's job was, I agree, Rich. Joey Sly's job was very secure before this game. And now he's just trying to give it away. Are we about to bring back Brian Johnson again? We about to bring Brian Johnson back? Nah, there's no reason we're not up like 24-0 though, honestly. We should literally be up like 24-0. He said, bro, why are we winning? Why didn't we do this shit? Hey, Chris blew it. Nah, we will bring Brian Johnson back before him. And yeah, nah, I'm definitely in the group that wants to lose so we can get a better draft pick. But hey, man, we're having fun. And seeing the Cowboys sad is hilarious anyway, so it is what it is, I guess. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, Joey Sly just pretty much kicked himself out the job. I thought he was pretty much guaranteed to come back next year. I thought Joey Sly was like for sure our franchise kicker, and now I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Joey Sly, but I also don't know what's going on with the Cowboys. Yeah, I wish I knew what was going on in this game, man. I wish I could tell you. I wish I could tell you what was going on in this game. I don't know who's tripping. I don't know who's messing up. It's like they trying to make us win. We trying to make them win. Everybody's just giving the game back and forth. What's good, Big John 512? Appreciate you pulling back up. Yes, sir. Channel member. Yeah, Joey Slob might be just as good as gone after this, man. Joey Slob might be as good as gone. Maybe as good as gone now. That's bad. He's bad. You know Dak is being Dak. His numbers don't lie. Hey, Dak Prescott, not it as much as people think. A lot of people love him. Oh, that boy Tyler, the Creator, coming out with an album. I'm definitely tuning in for that. Yeah, Joey Sly's bad, man. It's a bad look for you. Ain't gonna hold you, my boy. It's a real bad look for you, my dog. We're also starting our 4-star tight end. Okay, Rich. Louisville making them moves. I want to see it. I like seeing teams come up. Like, if my Georgia Bulldogs weren't the ones in the championship, I would be rooting for TCU because I like seeing Cinderella stories. I like seeing a come-up story. And just seeing Louisville work their way up to getting all of these 5 stars and 4 stars, I think that's going to be fun being a part of that process and seeing how good they end up being later on down the line. We have like 8 4 stars this year. Okay. Yes, sir. And that's a shame, too, because Florida produces a lot of talent, and y'all recruiting class is probably better than them. You got kids born and raised Florida preferring to go to other places than Florida. I love it. I absolutely love every bit of it. I'll recruit Florida at the very least, and I'm happy. I think Georgia will beat TCU. They are just a better team. I agree. I'm really not even nervous going in like I was. The Ohio State game, I was like, oh, I don't know. Them boys different. But TCU, I mean, don't take them lightly, but I'm not like nervous going in. We take guys mostly from Florida and Cali. Good. Don't let Florida get them. Gatekeep from Florida. Don't let Florida get them. What's good, King Jamie? Appreciate you pulling up, man. We'll sneak away into the playoffs. Not a terrible season for you. I think next year you guys make big waves. Appreciate that. That's coming from a Chiefs fan. Shouts out to the Chiefs for making the playoffs, of course, again. I mean, when you got Pat Mahomes, you're never not making the playoffs. My boy King Jamie, appreciate you pulling back up. My boy Sonny Robinson with the donation as well. Appreciate that, man. We supposed to play Sam Howell in that Cleveland game. Go Colorado, Deion Sanders. Appreciate the donation. And yeah, I feel like we should have been playing Sam Howell since Carson Wentz got hurt against the Bears. But hey, it is what it is. Sloppy wins are still wins. Yeah, true. Have you peeped tape on TCU? He's solid. Medical look like you keep him 3rd to 5th rounder. Yeah, I started watching them after they beat Michigan. I was like, let me go back and look at what's going on with this guy, man. Like, I was like, how did they beat Michigan? So I went to go look at him. I think he is a pretty decent mid-round option. Like, I think he definitely gets drafted higher than Stetson Bennett. I love Stetson Bennett, but I think he goes higher than Stetson Bennett for sure. I like him. I like TCU's quarterback. I'm starting to watch him a little. I started watching him a little bit. He got a little something to him. Definitely worth the chance in like the 5th round if a team wants to take a chance on a guy like that. My boy Big John with the donation, man. Don't forget to hit that like button. It's the last game. Let's show Rico love for his hard work through the season, man. Appreciate that, man. My boy Big John with the donation and letting people know to like the stream, man. I really, really appreciate that big time, man. My boy Big John, man. Really do. I mean, again, y'all already know me. Just because the Commander season ends doesn't mean Street Scores ends. So we still going to do live streams. We're going to have call-in shows. We're going to talk about free agency. We're going to talk about draft. May live stream during some of these playoff games coming up. And we can talk about Commanders. We can talk about the game that we're watching, all of that. So y'all know, just because the Commanders suck and their season is ended does not mean Street Scores ends. And y'all know I do my best work in the offseason. I can't wait to start getting these mock drafts going. Can't wait to start getting these film sessions going. I want to do like a top 5 big board, like a top 5 of each position group. I want to do a free agency wish list, like all of the guys I want us to sign in free agency for all of the positions that we need. I'm trying to do all of that. Y'all know I'm trying to go crazy in the offseason. And it starts next week. It technically starts this week. Starting Monday, we going to get to some offseason stuff, man. We about to get to it. And Dax Milne is a little weird, man. And Dallas literally trying to give us the game. But yeah, man, y'all heard everybody, man. Make sure you like up the stream if you haven't already. Please leave a like on the stream if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. It's free for y'all. It means the world to me. So please leave a like on the stream. What is the next play for 100? The next play for 100, what you mean? 6 4-star recruits and 3 4-star recruits. Oh, 3 4-star transfers. Oh, I was like, did I read that wrong? I did. Nah, yeah, y'all, hey, we don't go crazy in the transfer portal. I'm surprised we got the top 2 receivers this transfer portal. If you don't consider Travis Hunter a receiver, Georgia got the top 2 receivers, Dominic and Ra. We got Dominic and Ra. Though outside of Travis Hunter, if you consider Travis Hunter something else, we got the top 2 receivers in the transfer portal. I was really surprised because we never attack the transfer portal. We normally lose 3 to 5 guys to the transfer portal and then don't get anybody in return. We just don't use it. Kirby, but you know, Kirby Smart, Nick Saban, those guys are really old school. They don't want to take advantage of the transfer portal. They hate it. They hate NIL deals. They hate the transfer portal. They hate all of that. First of all, if you're a really good recruiting team, all the transfer portal does is open up the possibility of a lot of your talent that you would normally keep on your team leaving to go to other teams, which evens the playing field, which makes you a less dominant program. So I hate the transfer portal too as well, but at least we took advantage of it this time. Like, I guess Kirby Smart was like, man, I know I hate it, but man, all these other teams are getting good players. We got to get a couple. We got to do something. We still going to recruit. 95% of our team is all, if maybe even 98% of our team is usually going to be guys we recruited ourselves, but I'm just glad that he finally dipped into the recruiting transfer portal this year. My boy Lawrence with a donation, man. Appreciate that. Thanks, Rico, for the live streams. Again, appreciate that as well, man. Appreciate the donation. Appreciate the support. And again, just because the Commander season is ending does not mean Street Scores ends. I will be having live streams. I'm gonna do the call-in shows again where y'all can call in. We're gonna talk free agency, we're gonna talk draft, we're gonna talk about everything. Quarterback, what should we do with Sam Howell? Should we let Sam Howell start 2023 and go get Caleb Williams in 2024? Or should we go after Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, Anthony Richardson, one of those guys in 2023? You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna talk about all of that, man. The live streams are gonna keep coming, I promise y'all. But I appreciate the donations. Again, like up the stream if you haven't already. Come on, offense, show me something. 3rd and 4, I want to see something from Sam Howell. Brock Bowers comp, I think that's really difficult. I think that's a really difficult because I would say he's better than Travis Kelce straight line speed, but Travis Kelce is more agile than him and can get open better. And that boy Sam Howell is okay. Next draft is about to be insane. Brock Bowers, Caleb Williams, Drake May. It's going to be a lot of crazy talent in next year's draft, man. Next year's draft is the draft to have a hot pick. I'm not going to lie, even more than this year. Next year's draft is about to be scary. Even though this year is Jalen Carter and Will Anderson, both guys from Georgia. Jalen Carter went to Georgia. Will Anderson is from right outside of Atlanta. I know he went to Alabama, but don't forget, this is what Georgia high school football does. Kyle Hamilton, all of these guys, man. We had the freak of nature Kyle Hamilton last year. We had Montez Sweat a few years. Come on now, like, this is what we do. That's what we do. We make the freaks of nature. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yes, sir. Sam Howell to Jahan. Good play. Good play. Terrible interception by Sam Howell earlier, but outside of that, he's been playing well. Marvin. Yeah, oh, yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr. That draft is about to be insane. Because you could argue Marvin Harrison Jr. was the best receiver in college football easily. You could argue Brock Bowers was the best tight end in football easily. You could argue Caleb Williams was the best quarterback in football easily. And none of those guys are in this current draft. They coming up next year. They were sophomores doing that stuff. Come on now. Stop playing. This next year, the 2024 draft? Insane. 2024 draft is scary. I'm telling y'all now, man. That draft is scary. You better have a good pick in the 2024 draft. This 2023 draft is pretty good too, because Jalen Carter and Will Anderson are generational players. Bryce Young, you can argue, is a generational player. There's a few guys, but that 2024 draft is the draft. Is the draft. I wouldn't be surprised if some teams start tanking week 1 of the 2023 season for that draft. And I don't know what that boy Scott Turner tried to draw up right there. I don't know what Scott Turner doing. But like I said, I'm surprised if Scott Turner makes it in the next week. I'm very surprised if Scott Turner makes it into February. QB class is weak. Smith and Jibba was hurt this year, but he was supposed to be ridiculous. Oh, yeah. Yeah, true. That man only how long? I think the last time he played was like week 4 or something for the Ohio State or something. How do you feel about Michael Mayer versus? I think Brock Bowers is the best tight end in the country easily. I don't even think it's close. I really want us to get Darnell Washington if we can, man. I don't think people understand that Brock Bowers is the best tight end in college football, period. But Georgia literally runs their offense through Darnell Washington. That's why I hate, like, people kept bringing up the Marvin Harrison injury and acting like Georgia had all of their players when Nolan Smith is our best edge rusher. Literally the #1 recruit of 3-4 years ago. Literally our best edge rusher was probably going to go first at the latest second round. We didn't have, first of all our edge rushers got hurt. We had to play two true freshmen that fourth quarter when CJ Stroud was going super crazy. We had 2 true freshmen out there that just high school kids never started this season. And then Darnell Washington, who we literally run our offense through. Every time we run the ball, we run it to Darnell Washington's side. He was gone. So it's just like, but I really want to get Darnell Washington on the Commanders if we can. I really do, man. I really do, man. Darnell Washington slipped to the second round. You got to do what you got to do. Hey, what's going? Hey, what's going on, Joey Sly? What's going on? What is going on? Whoo, Joey Sly, man. Is it time we start scouting kickers? Do we start scouting kickers now, y'all? Is it time to start scouting kickers? Let me know. Do we need to start watching some college tape on kickers? Have you heard of Devontae Walker, who is transferring to UNC? He's 6'3", and ran at 23 miles per hour in Cook, Georgia. Last year for 3 receptions, 100 yards, and 1 touchdown. Wait, what team did he play for? He's transferring to UNC from where? So we got to start scouting kickers, y'all. My boy Derek B was good. In my water boy voice. Oh no, we suck again. Let's get Ohio State kicker. Rico, I've been saying we should have brought in Rodrigo Blankenship when the Colts cut him during the season. Oh, my Georgia Bulldog. Oh, from Kent State? Oh, nah. I try to forget Kent State happened. I try to forget that we even played Kent State because that game, I shouldn't have been as nervous watching that game as I was as a Georgia Bulldog fan. And, hey, man, yeah, whoever that receiver was that was killing us, that's him? The receiver from that Kent State game, that's him that you're talking about? Yeah, man, that man might be a problem. Shouts out to UNC for getting a transfer like that, man. One thing I love, though, that the Georgia Bulldogs did was Dominique, who we just picked up in the transfer portal just a few weeks ago. You could argue he was the best receiver we played against all season as far as just killing our defense, other than Marvin Harrison. Ignoring Marvin Harrison, of course, obviously. Outside of Marvin Harrison, you can argue that Dominique was the best receiver we played against all season, and we went and picked them up in the transfer portal. Like, even if you don't ball out for us, at least you're not playing for the opposing team, and you can't do that to us again. Because, boy, that was dangerous. That boy Dominique was killing us, man. And we was like, oh, nah, we got to recruit him on our side. We can't have him on the other team. My boy Carl Mitchell with the donation, man. Appreciate that big time. Appreciate that big time. Big time, yes, sir. So y'all ready to pick up my Georgia Bulldog Blankenship? Y'all know I want as many Georgia Bulldogs on the Commanders as possible. So, you know I'm down by default. And yeah, the Cowboys suck, man. Because they're playing their starters. Dak Prescott is out there. Micah Parsons is out there. So there's no excuse. You can't say, they don't really need to win this game. They already secured a playoff spot. Nah, I don't know what's going on right now with the Cowboys, to be honest with you. They're playing their starters. I don't know what's wrong with them boys. They really look terrible. Like, they really suck out here. Like, period. They really suck. Good coverage, too, on that 2nd and 7 down the field. But yeah, man, 4th and 7, yes, sir. Oh, time for the Cowboys to kick it again. Yeah, Cowboys first round exit. That's what it's looking like for real, man. They look terrible right now. Bro, I wish we had D-Hop still kicking. He had his days. Oh, Dustin Hopkins. They hate us this much. Cowboys losing on purpose. That's what I was saying. That's what I was joking about earlier. The Cowboys hate us so much that they want to lose to us so we can pick later in the draft. Chess, not checkers. I'm telling y'all, bro. The Cowboys are evil, man. Cowboys are evil. They want us to win this game so we can pick later. The Cowboys are not playing, bro. They just chess, not checkers. They're like, yeah, you can have this meaningless game real quick, but y'all gonna end up with a later pick and not get the guy y'all want. I can see them being petty like that. I can easily see the Cowboys being petty like that. Oh, we're already out of playoff contention. It doesn't matter if the Packers Lions tie. No matter, it's over with. Unless they do that thing where they allow a 8th playoff team, like they were thinking of doing. But yeah, they playing for the #1 seed potentially. Yeah, if the Giants beat the Eagles, which it looks like it won't happen because they're down 13-0, and if the Cowboys can beat us, I think they do contend for the #1 seed. I believe that's what they're playing for. They can get a first round bye. We'll see, but they look like they don't want to get a first round bye. They look like they do not want to get a first round bye. People have slumps. Most teams don't bench their quarterback when this happens, except the Commanders. Philly up 13-0 on the Giants. Yeah, I just looked over. I got red zone up on the side. I got the Commanders, Cowboys, and then red zone right next to it. I looked up and saw that thing was 13-0. Like, what's going on over there? And what's going on with the Cardinals? Oh, John Ridgeway is hurt now. Now he's going to the locker room. Golly, man, we can't have nothing. Even our backups are getting hurt. We going to the 3rd stringers now. Golly, man, we good? Are we okay? What's going on, man? I need my bomb to De'Ami Brown, Scott. Yeah, we got to see one. Great point. We got to see one. Yeah, Scott. He said I don't. Scott McCarthy knows how to play chess. Yeah, he's struggling right now. How scripted you want the NFL today? This does feel scripted, though. I ain't gonna lie. But hey, man, Cowboys suck. I mean, either way, I guess it's good. Beat the Cowboys, that's nice. I would prefer to get the higher draft pick, but if you beat the Cowboys, that's interesting too. That's cool. That's funny to talk about. But that boy Sam Howell is scrambling for his life right now, man. He not playing with y'all. Y'all thought he was playing with y'all. Y'all thought Sam Howell was playing with y'all. That boy Sam Howell having fun, man. Way better than Wentz. He can actually move. Like I said, I keep saying it. Sam Howell should have been starting since Carson Wentz got hurt against the Bears. Granted, Taylor Heineke was better than him at that moment, but I think by the time we got to playing the Giants twice in a row, I think Sam Howell would have been better than Taylor Heineke. He may not have been better than him at first, but, I mean, first of all, Taylor Heineke was not good against the Colts until the last 3-4 minutes anyway. So, I mean, you could have won that game with Sam Howell for sure anyway. But yeah, we could have started playing Sam Howell a while ago, and then maybe he matures and develops, and by now we're playoff contenders. We're in the playoffs because Sam Howell is balling out. We should have been played him. He said Howell wouldn't beat the Browns. I mean, even if he didn't beat the Browns, if we beat the Giants, if we win more game, we don't need to beat the Browns. You know what I'm saying? Sam Howell definitely could have been the difference over Taylor Heineke. So I think we should have been played him. Like I said, Taylor Heineke would have been better than him off rip, but Sam Howell, I feel like definitely would have been the better quarterback by now. By the time we played the Giants, I think he would have been better anyway. Hey, when running backs do that juking and don't run. Sitting there spamming the right stick left and right. We need a decent offensive cut. You can't argue Heineke was a different energy, though. I don't see how winning those games, even though... I do. I think Sam Howell gives you the same energy. The players love Sam Howell. First of all, he's more relatable. I love Taylor Heineke too, but Sam Howell's more relatable. Sam Howell is like way more relatable in the locker room. They love Sam Howell. They love talking to him, hanging out with him, listening to the same music as him. It would have been the same exact effect. Same exact effect. Running, using his legs to pick up 3rd and 7, running a guy over to get that last yard. If anything, I feel like Sam Howell would be even more of that than Taylor Heineke. And plus, at the end of the day, if Sam Howell would have been terrible, we would have a better draft pick. I feel like this is worst case scenario. We're not going to the playoffs and our draft pick sucks. So I think this is the worst thing you could do. I think this is the worst option, me personally. The result-wise, this is as bad as it gets. But it is what it is, though. Hopefully we can make some moves. Hopefully Joey Porter slides to 14 or whatever pick we end up having. We'll see. Why have we only thrown it 10 times? Another punt. Scott Turner closes his eyes. And randomly points to a play on his play sheet. O-line just ain't blocking. Boo, another punt. I'm telling you, we trying to get a Cowboys this game. I don't know why. And why is Logan Thomas so slow? Has anybody else noticed how slow Logan Thomas is? Like, that's not the same guy. That's not the same guy, bro. Has nobody else noticed how just ugly, like how just, I don't want to say useless, but boy, Logan Thomas does not look good this year, man. We knew he was, it's bad. Like, no, it's slower than I thought. Like, I knew Logan Thomas was never a real athlete like that, but golly. It's really bad right now, man. I feel like he's even slower than he was last year is my main point. Like, I don't know what's going on. I can see us cutting Logan Thomas to save money. Chase Roulier to save money. Kendall Fuller may be out there too, but I think we may end up keeping Kendall Fuller. And then, of course, you cut Carson Wentz to get that 26, 28 mil back. And that's enough money to pay Deron Payne and maybe get some offensive linemen in the free agency. Christian Gonzalez is what Keelan Ringo was supposed to be. That said just then. I think Logan was a 4.6 speed, which is fast for tight end. Leaper also, he's just not the same since the injury. I agree. Need youth athleticism on line. Fall's looking for a reason to take their starters out. Kendall saved his job today. You can argue that. You can argue Kendall Fuller saved his job. And you can argue that Kendall Fuller saved his job and Joey Sly lost his job today. So, you know, equivalent exchange. Dak gonna throw another interception. Yeah, the injury is hurting. Yeah, he's just not the same, man. He really isn't. He really isn't. Get offensive linemen through the draft. I mean, I would like to, but I think you need to address that free agency. Get some certified guys. Don't go to Andrew Norwell, Trey Turner, pay them cheap money. Hopefully you get greatness out of them route. Now go get one of them offensive linemen, pay them $15 a year, if not more, and get a certified, at least near Pro Bowler at different positions. I think you go crazy on O-line. I think you go absolutely crazy. We go look up Stanford kicker. That's our guy. Stats, that's our guy. That man don't miss. What round Darnell Washington going in? Honestly, I would say second right now, but I think after the combine and people see how big and fast he is for real, once he weighs in, runs a faster 40 time than people expect, I could see Darnell Washington sneaking into the first round of the draft. Because, again, Georgia literally runs their offense through him. He can literally play offensive tackle if he wanted to. Literally. And the fact that he's as fast as he is and can catch, he's inconsistent. He'll drop open passes every now and then. He will. But I still love Darnell Washington. I would do backflips if we somehow got him in the draft. I don't care if it's first round, second round, whenever. We get Darnell Washington, you can run the ball against whoever. He's literally another offensive tackle that can go out there and catch passes. It's literally unfair. That's why Georgia's offense is so dominant and there's nothing you can do. Brock Bowers is one thing in itself because he can block, he can receive, he can run routes, all of that. But Darnell, we literally run the Darnell Washington side. It's literally like having an additional tackle on the right side. He's like 280. He's literally like 280. He literally blocks edge rushers with a straight face because he's like 50 pounds heavier than a lot of them. Darnell Washington is literally like 40, 50 pounds heavier than a lot of edge rushers, especially at the college level. He's literally another offensive tackle. I would trade up for Darnell, especially like in the second or late first. Like if we take Joey Porter in the first with like say the 14th pick, and then he's sitting around late 20s, early 30s, I would trade up to get Darnell. I'm not going to lie. I would do whatever I got to do, man. I don't think people understand how crippled the Georgia offense was when he got hurt in the first quarter against Ohio State. I don't think people understand. I know Marvin Harrison Jr. getting hurt too. That he's the shiny toy that's obvious. I don't think people, if you really look at Georgia's all-22, without Darnell Washington, Todd Monken is scrambling. He's like, I don't know what he flipping through pages like we gotta figure something. I don't know what play to call, man. As a Georgia fan, who's a better prospect, Andrew Thomas or Broderick Jones? I think Andrew Thomas has better technique. I think Broderick Jones is more talented. So I would say Andrew Thomas has the higher floor. Broderick Jones has the higher ceiling. That's the only way I can really answer that. I think Broderick Jones will probably end up being the better NFL lineman. I think Andrew Thomas was the better college lineman. Andrew Thomas is one of the best offensive linemen I've seen play at Georgia. And he's athletic, but Broderick Jones, man, I think at the NFL level is when he's going to finally reach his. I don't think he's reached his peak. I feel like Andrew Thomas kind of peaked at college, And that's why he struggled a little bit for the Giants in the beginning. Now he's starting to kind of figure it out. I think Broderick Jones, when he figures it out for real, he puts it all together with his athleticism, I think he's going to end up being the better offensive lineman. But I think he'll definitely get drafted later than Andrew Thomas did. Because Andrew Thomas, again, I think he has a higher floor. Broderick Jones, I would say, has the higher ceiling. Love them both, though. Shouts out to Andrew Thomas on the Giants. Shouts out to the Giants for giving a lot of Georgia Bulldogs opportunities. My boy Azeez Angelari over there having some career-level games for them guys. But yeah, man, I'd do whatever it takes to get my boy Darnell Washington, man. I'll trade up. We take Joey Porter in the first, and then trade up to get Darnell Washington with like the 28th pick or something. And I think after that, I don't care who we draft after that. They could draft kickers for the rest of the draft. All I care. I feel like we won the draft at that point. You get Joey Porter and Darnell Washington in the same draft class, you done. You're done. A+ off rip. Don't matter what you do with the rest of the draft. A+. I don't think people will really understand how important Darnell Washington is to Georgia. That's why I'm really hoping he plays against TCU. I think we can still beat TCU without him, of course, but I think Darnell Washington is the difference between us winning by 7 points or less or us beating them by 30. I think he's that big. Tom Brady never lost the Cowboys. Wait, that's a real thing? At least we gave Philly their first L. We have 2 6th-round picks due to Tim Settle. Okay. Tampa will lose to the You never finished the Cowboys. We need Jake Moody, one of the best kickers in the draft. Hey, man, I'll take him. I know my boy Rich said, look at the Stanford kicker. Darnell on O and Will Anderson on D. Man, I love Will Anderson so much because he is from the outskirts of Atlanta, but I just felt so betrayed when he went to Alabama, man. Georgia should have had Will Anderson. Imagine Georgia with Jalen Carter and Will Anderson at the same time, man. We were supposed to have him, bruh. You were supposed to play for your hometown team, man, because I knew he grew up a Georgia fan, but I don't know what Alabama told him. I don't know what they sold him on. I mean, he did go to Alabama before we started winning championships, and maybe he was like, man, I love Georgia to death, but y'all don't win. And, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. But, man, Will Anderson and Jalen Carter, and before Nolan Smith got hurt, Nolan Smith all on the same defensive line? Whoo, boy. We would have ran through everybody, man. It wouldn't even been fair. CJ Stroud wouldn't have been able to get the ball out of his hand. That first Sweat sack, Young would have gotten there, but Dak stopped like, I don't want that, and got blasted by Sweat. Yeah, he preferred to get hit by anybody but Chase Young. That boy Chase Young is a different type of guy. I want the Commanders to lose for better draft positioning, but I can't help but laugh right now. That's literally me. I really want to lose so we can get a better draft pick. But at the same time, this is hilarious. The Cowboys suck, and I think it's hilarious. Howell is outperforming Dak Prescott. I agree. Kendall needs to pick that. Yeah, Kendall don't got hands, man. I mean, Kendall does not have hands. I don't know what's going on with him. I'll take that pick 6, though, but you got to intercept these. He said 2021 Georgia with Will Anderson is stupid. Oh, yeah, that would have been ridiculous. When Nakobe Dean and all of them, Jalen Carter off the bench, that would have been stupid. He should have been a Georgia Bulldog. He's from Atlanta, but he chose Alabama, man. It could have been Will Anderson and Jalen Carter this year, man. 2021 Georgia versus 2019 LSU. I'm not going to lie. First of all, I just feel like offense beats defense. I just feel like offense is going to beat defense. That's just how it works. I would probably pick 2019 LSU over my 2021 Georgia. I'm not going to lie. But, honestly, this year's Georgia with Darnell Washington, Stetson Bennett's better, A.D. Mitchell's finally healthy. And then, what's his name? Is taking the lid off of the defense. And our secondaries, but even though our defensive line took a slight step back, our linebackers took a slight step back from Nakobe Dean and Channing Tindall and all those guys. Our secondary's better. I would probably take 2022 Georgia over 2019 LSU, but I would take 2019 LSU over 2021 Georgia. Great offenses, I think, just beat great defense, especially in college. There was nothing. I don't care what you threw at them. Joe Burrow to Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson was unstoppable. There was nothing you could do. I don't care how good the Georgia defense was. There was nothing you could do. The only reason I would say the 2022 Georgia Bulldogs could beat the 2019 LSU is because our offense is that good, and we just would have had a shootout. It just would have been 50-something to 50-something, in my opinion. But I don't think Georgia had enough offense last year to beat 2019 LSU. Our defense was historically great, but I don't think you can stop 2019 LSU. I don't think you can. I don't care how good your defense is. You're not stopping LSU from scoring 40 in 2019. I don't care how historically great your defense is. Only reason I feel like this year's Georgia team could beat 2019 LSU is because I feel like they could have kept up with them in points and maybe like won in overtime or something. Rico, I got a name for you, Malik Benson. Okay, let me look him up. Who's covering Chase and Jefferson? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The reason I say 2022 Georgia probably could is because our offense is literally unstoppable. Georgia can score 50 points whenever they want to. But like I said, there's no defense that can stop 2019 LSU. There's no defense in life that's ever existed in the history of human beings that can stop 2019 LSU. And Georgia did not have enough offense last year to beat LSU to keep up. It wouldn't have worked. But this year, with Brock Bowers and Darnell Washington, I wish Lyriq Gilbert would have gotten everything figured out. We still don't know what happened to Lyriq Gilbert, but I wish the best for him, man, because he was supposed to be better than Brock Bowers and Darnell Washington. Lyriq Gilbert was literally supposed to be better Kyle Pitts. I still don't know what's going on. Everybody that knows something, they're supposed to like keep it confidential and not tell us what's going on with Lyriq Gilbert. But he was supposed to be great. You should do a college podcast. I'll start, we're going to start getting into some draft stuff this offseason. I'm going to do some live streams where I open up the phone lines for y'all to call in. We're going to get in all of that. We need to go get Skylar Davis, kicker. He's a beast. Damn, Mayo finally covered somebody. Ringo getting toasted. Yeah, I love Ringo, but It's not because of our defense I think we would beat LSU at all. It's straight because this year's Georgia offense is probably the best I've ever seen in my life of being a Georgia Bulldog fan. Probably the best offense Georgia has ever had, period. Even better than Matthew Stafford and those guys. It's definitely better. Darnell Washington, I don't think people understand how insane Darnell Washington, and then Lad McConkey in the slot, and A.D. Mitchell. This Georgia offense is crazy. On Saturdays, not Sundays. I'm thinking about it, especially for my Georgia Bulldogs. I might start incorporating them into my channel more. We'll see. They gave them do you think we are Super Bowl contenders with a top 15 quarterback? I do. I think quarterback has been holding us back severely. Scott Turner's been holding us back as well. Offensive line has been holding us back as well. But my point is, even as bad as Scott Turner is, I prefer Pat Mahomes with Scott Turner than Taylor Heineke with Andy Reid. And that's been my point this whole time. I've been down with firing Scott Turner. We could obviously upgrade an offensive coordinator, I feel like. But I would prefer an elite quarterback with Scott Turner than a better play caller with just Taylor. And I love Taylor Heineke, but I think quarterback is literally it. Because no team is perfect. I've been saying this for like 5-7 years now. No team is perfect. The Bills aren't perfect. The Chiefs aren't perfect. These quarterbacks make up for it, man. Pat Mahomes is just gonna make those plays. It doesn't matter how bad the O-line is. It doesn't matter how bad the O-line is. Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen are gonna figure it out. Justin Herbert's gonna figure it out. Yeah, that too. Better quarterback play makes the offensive line look better. I think offensive line does need to be helped, though. And at the same time, think about it. If we had an elite quarterback, say if we drafted an elite, say if we had Justin Fields right now, and with as good as he is, you can say he's top 15, whatever. If we had Justin Fields right now, all of that money we spent on Carson Wentz, we could have spent on offensive line, and maybe our offensive line would be better with Justin Fields. You know what I'm saying? It's a domino effect, too. It's not just simply substituting Justin Fields for the current O-line. You got to think about the fact that if we had Justin Fields, we wouldn't be paying Carson Wentz $28 million a year, and we could have put that money into offensive line in the offseason. McConkey is very underrated. I think so, too. It's because he's a two-star. Lad McConkey was a two-star, so nobody cares about him. I appreciate him because all of the injuries to our receiving core this year for Georgia, he's had to play outside. And Lad McConkey is clearly a slot receiver, but our receiving core was so hurt that he had to play outside receiver. And now that A.D. Mitchell's back and all of those guys are back, everybody's healthy. Lad McConkey's playing his natural position of slot. And he's not 100%, but yeah, I appreciate everything Lad McConkey has done for us, man. Returning kicks, everything. I would love to get Lad McConkey on Commanders. Bears are going to be stacked. Montez should have had that. Crazy we can't get a 3-and-out. Yeah, it's bad, bro. What about Tom Brady pocket passer? I'm good on Tom Brady. I think we have too much young talent to go for like a Tom Brady type of guy. Do you think it would be worth trading with the Bears? I would, but I understand why a lot of people wouldn't, because they're probably going to ask for everything. Like I said, I think the Bears are already getting calls right now that they have the first round pick. I'm pretty sure teams are already calling them right now. Like, bruh, what you want for that first round pick, please? What do you want for that first round pick right now? Even's playing too much and watching our offense not producing is crazy. Ryan Kerrigan and Preston Smith was a better duo than Chase and Montez Sweat. Not for long. Not for long. I think they're going to step up and, of course, be better than them eventually. On that second possession, I noticed that if Sam Howell throws it up high in the end zone, could have gotten a pass interference call on the goal line. Interesting point. Good point. Well, touchdown, CeeDee Lamb. There it goes. Well, there it goes. There it goes. It was only a matter of time. Defense kept playing dangerous games, poking the bear. Poking the bear, and it was only a matter of time. Honestly, I shouldn't even be booing. I really should be clapping, because this is good for draft pick. This is really good for our draft pick situation. But I'm going to still boo, because anytime our defense allows a touchdown, I got to boo. But for me, I want the draft pick. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not even going to sit here and lie to y'all. But I want that draft pick. Need a new owner. I mean, I think Del Rio's doing a great job. First of all, we only have half our starters out there. And even then, the Cowboys had to score on basically the last play of the drive to score one touchdown against half of our defensive starters in a half. I think Jack Del Rio's doing it. I think Jack Del Rio's gonna stay. Now, Scott Turner, again, I'd be surprised if he makes it to next week. Mixed extra point. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Cowboys. Yes, sir. If we lose, we stay at 14. If we win, we go to 17, so not that much of a drop-off. Exactly. I would still prefer to have the 14th, though, because you know how ugly things get. Because that three-pick difference can be big when teams are trading up. Remember, teams trading up get serious. Teams trading up get really serious. That's when things you get a little nervous. I would prefer to have that 14th pick for sure. Please, please give me the 14th pick. Let's see. You know they're throwing the ball into the end zone. Yeah, I mean, it was obvious. I don't know how Jack Del Rio allowed that to happen, but I'm not judging Jack Del Rio off of this game because it's a meaningless game, first of all. Us winning literally does nothing football-wise. Literally does nothing football-wise. But and then also we only have half our starters, so I'm not going to judge him too much. I think Jack Del Rio's done a really good job this season overall. Now, that play call specifically, yeah, that was bad, but Jack Del Rio's probably here to stay. If Rivera's here, Jack Del Rio's here. Scott Turner, on the other hand, I think he's gone. Will you give up Deron Payne first, second, and third round for Chicago's first? Yeah, I would, but they would. Deron Payne isn't signed long term, so we technically can't even trade him because he's technically not on the team. As soon as the clock hits 0-0-0 in the fourth quarter, Deron Payne is no longer on our team. So, did anyone factor in a tie in the final draft spot? I didn't. I don't know what happens with a tie. I just go ahead and lose, man. Go ahead and take that L. Do you feel like the Will Levis hype? I don't know if there's smoke screens. I'm just not big on Will Levis myself. I don't know if there's smoke screens or not. I don't know, but go get that Chiefs offensive coordinator and see if you can draft Stroud or Bryce. If not, go Sam. I can see that. That's a pretty good strategy. You talking about Eric Bieniemy? Payne will end up signing an extension. I believe so, too. I'm pretty confident that we'll bring Payne back. No way we get that for Payne. Yeah, Payne literally isn't on our team as soon as this game ends. Levis not. I already told you the outcomes out of 14 and 17. What about with a tie? Tie doesn't affect anything? Football-wise, is a great of on Howell and Scott Turner. No, because the Lions beat us, so they get the spot, right? We'd have to franchise him, sign him, to trade him, franchise tag Payne. So you're saying Payne will be a free agent? I don't think we're going to end up franchise tagging him. I think we're going to straight up sign him to like a nice little 4-year deal. Oh, so Rich, tie or lose is the same result. Tying and losing is the same result, but winning takes us to the 17th? Is that what you mean by that? Oh yeah, just to let y'all know, we're doing they're doing a tribute for Sony Jurgensen right now. Check Tankathon. It's simple math when you see it visually. Oh yeah, let me go ahead and we can go ahead and pull that up because this game cast is trash anyway. We ain't got nothing to do with this game cast anyway. We might as well. Yeah, Rich, we talking about a tie today. We're talking about a tie today. How come they don't have the records up there? Put the records up there, man. I'm trying to see what everybody got going on, man. Show me the records. Show me the records, man. You say I don't know that. Yeah, tie makes things weird. I don't know how that works. Go to home. Go to home. Bet. Hold on. Tankathon. Come on. Tankathon. Come on. Oh, there you go. All right, bet. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. All right, let's see. Put this down. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I don't. A tie or a loss is basically the same thing, I guess. It don't matter. We'll start at 14th. But if you win, you move down to 8 and 8, I guess. The 17th pick, I guess. Wait, why do we go behind the Lions when they beat us if we tie with them? Wait a minute. Something's fishy. Oh, because they haven't played yet. They're 8 and 8, not 8 and 9. Okay, that's why. If they lose and we win and we have a tie, that's why. Okay, okay. Yeah, so worst case scenario, we end up with the 17th pick. Best case scenario, we stay where we are at 14. Okay, I get it. Rico, how you feeling about Sam Howell so far? I like him. I like him. I think, now I'm a big CJ Stroud fan after that Georgia Bulldog game, and I've always been a big Bryce Young fan, and I'm even willing to take a risk on Anthony Richardson. But the vision to start Sam Howell 2023, you take Joey Porter in the first round, you go offensive line heavy in the free agency, spend all your money on that. Pay Deron Payne long term, and then if Sam Howell sucks in 2023, get Caleb Williams or Drake May in 2024. I'm cool with that. That sounds like a fun idea. I'm not gonna lie, that sounds like a good idea to me. So I say give Sam Howell a whole year. He hasn't been perfect, but I think if we would have started Sam Howell since the Chicago Bears game, by now he'd be really good. Jets are taking Anthony Richardson. I wouldn't be surprised. Scroll down, Rico shows mock draft. I believe we take Porter Jr. Shows a mock draft down here. I don't see a... I would have to click on another thing. Let me see. Yep, they do have us taking Joey Porter Jr. I mean, I already did that in my mock draft weeks ago. I've been saying we need to get Joey Porter Jr. and stop playing. I said Anthony Richardson, who went 13th, or Joey Porter Jr. Those are my picks in the middle of the draft. Now, if we can somehow get up to get CJ Stroud or Bryce Young, that would be ideal. The Bears are trading down. Somebody's going to trade up to get Bryce Young or CJ Stroud there, and the Bears are going to trade down and get a really good defensive player probably anyway. Keely Ringo to the Eagles? Whoa. They will have Nakobe Dean, Jordan Davis, and Keely Ringo. You know how hard it's going to be for me to root against them with all them Georgia players like that? Championship winning Georgia players? Whoo, that would suck. Oh, that would hurt my heart. Ooh, Broderick Jones in the first round, my boy. He would join George Pickens. It would be George Pickens and Broderick Jones on the same team. That would make me happy on the Steelers. Jackson Smith and Jigba still going in the first round to the... Ooh. After you paid Christian Kirk all that money? Hey, man, you got to admit you made a mistake. Nah, I do not want to see Kayshon Boutte on the Giants. I'm not going to lie. That man is really explosive and fast. Do not let the Giants make that. He's basically like what they thought Kadarius Toney would be, basically. That's the best. That's the only way I know how to describe him. Now, granted, he may not be just as fast as he was a couple of years ago before he had that. I think he tore his ACL or something. Either way, he's not as fast as he used to be, but he's still like a Kadarius Toney type of guy, and I really... Yeah, don't let the Giants get Kayshon Boutte, bro. Let him go to somewhere else, please. Please let him go somewhere else. Christian Gonzalez to the Patriots. I can see that. They're trying to get their another lockdown corner. That's Stephon Gilmore. I can see that. Yeah, we either get 14 or 16. I misspoke. I'm happy with Sam so far. Yeah, as a guy making his first start in the NFL, playing against starters he doesn't even have his whole starting offense on. Like I said, Cornelius Lucas isn't even playing. There's a lot of starters out. I feel like Sam Howell's doing pretty all right. He's not playing great, but he's playing better than Dak Prescott. And Dak Prescott is going against half a defense. We only have half our starters out there. No St. Juice. No Jonathan Allen. What's his name? Even John Ridgeway got hurt. No Cole Holcomb. No Jamin Davis. It's bad. No Cameron Curl. And Dak Prescott and out there looking like that, hey, man, I'll take it as a positive for Sam Howell. I'll take it as a win. He hasn't looked great, but like I said, that's why we should have started him since the Bears game, because by now he could potentially look great. All right, had to blow my nose real quick. This is pretty much how the off-season live streams are going to go. We're just going to talk about everything but what's actually going on in a game. Like, we're going to be talking about free agency, draft, all of that all the time. Yeah, I'm not mad at the Fedarian Mathis pick. I think he's going to end up being a really good player. He was looking like something. Nah, Keely Ringo to the Eagles, man, I'm not going to lie. That's going to be really hard for me to root against those guys. Now, of course, when they're playing the Commanders, I'm going to root against them, obviously. Commanders above all else. Love my Georgia Bulldogs, but I'm a Commanders fan first. But man, when the Eagles are playing other teams, I'm sorry, man. Keely Ringo, Nakobe Dean, and Jordan Davis. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm mad if we didn't. I'm mad if we didn't need him. We should have drafted him in the second round. Yeah, true. Yeah, I see that. Not playing better than Dak. Want some linebackers. Roland Smith. So assuming Rivera stays, any chance Turner is gone? I think Turner's gone before the end of the week. I think Rivera has to stay another year, because even if we change owners, that's not going to happen until March or April, and by then the hiring cycle will be done. You got to hire a coach soon, not March or April. I mean, that's, after free agency potentially, right before the draft. You know what I'm saying? So Rivera's staying another year, I'm assuming. He's at least another year. But I think Scott Turner's probably gone before the end of the week. I think Jack Del Rio's going to be here as long as Ron Rivera's here. So we'll see. We'll see. Look, free agency online, please. Yeah, we got to go. We got to go free agency online. Let's see. Only thing he does at Big Terry. Wow, another uncalled face mask by the refs on Dallas. Shocker. Yeah, I'd rather have Herbert than Chase. I mean, you prefer to have the quarterback over the edge rusher any day of the week anyway. But a lot of people, including me, most of y'all probably didn't know Justin Herbert would be that good. I did not like what I saw from him at Oregon. But it was hard now we can see that his offensive coordinator and everything else around him was so bad that it was hard to evaluate him. I didn't think he'd be that good. Oh, sorry. Just had the message 2014 real quick. Minka Fitzpatrick took boys Georgia flag and hit it. Took old boys Georgia flag and hit it. Wait, what you talking about? Herbert was always my preferred choice. Heineke ain't it, bro. Sorry. Yeah, we should bring Heineke back as a backup, but he better not be the starter for 2023. Chase never looked as explosive as college. New York Muffs on onside kick. Eagles get the ball. What is going on in that game, man? Draft. Most everyone know this already. Everyone is like, Purdy is this dominant of rough. Purdy was a baller at Iowa State. Guy could play. He's just not a pretty boy prima donna, which is why he fell so far. To be honest, drafted a great quarterback, you have to be pretty lucky. I mean, technically, yeah. But like I've said already before, like earlier in this stream, it's a higher success rate nowadays than it used to be. Like I said back in the day when, like, how Marcus Mariota got done wrong. Nowadays, raw quarterbacks with tools work out more often. And automatic. I'm not saying Anthony Richardson, we're going to draft him and turn him into Josh Allen and Cam Newton. But it works out more often. You have Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Tua. Justin Fields, a lot of these guys, these Jalen Hurts, a lot of these raw guys that people think won't work out at the NFL level, offensive coordinators are one, first of all, not being as stubborn as they used to be, taking a lot of college concepts that quarterback used to use in college and bringing it to the NFL level to make things easier for them. And then secondly, guys are just smarter. Teams are learning how to develop quarterbacks better and better every year. And now, with offense being so much more preferred over defense, the way the rules are set up is literally made for the offense to beat the defense. Great offense is going to always beat great defense the way that the rules are set up. The wide receiver, the quarterback always get the benefit of the doubt. Edge rushers can't even touch the quarterback anymore. So it's also an easier game to be good at. Like, playing quarterback is still really difficult, of course, but it's not as difficult as it used to be because the rules are literally set up for the offense and quarterbacks to win. So now, mainly because of those three things, quarterbacks work out more often now. They just do. You could draft a raw, toolsy quarterback with a big arm that can use his legs but doesn't know how to read the field, and you can develop an offense around him to where he can go out there and win you games early on, even if he's not all the way polished like you would like him to be just now. A lot of these quarterbacks are working out. Of course, this takes a lot of things. It takes the quarterback to be consistent. It takes the quarterback to be dedicated to get better. It takes a good offensive coordinator and a QB's coach and an organization to develop that guy, but it works out more often now. It works out way more often now. It used to not, but now it's working out more often. It used to not. It didn't at first, but now it is. Now it is. And is the screen going white for y'all? Is the screen going white for y'all? Everything's good on y'all end? Thank you, 2014. Thank you, 2014. Thank you. He's all of those things. So you talking about how, yeah, hey, raw yeah. I'm good. It's good. Without Haskins, we wouldn't have Terry. We have Paris Campbell or something. Paris Campbell is so talented, though, man. I mean, I'm glad that we have Terry over him, but. And no, I was talking about like the screen with the draft stuff. Is that still good? Is that going white or something? Rico, a consistently average NFL caliber quarterback with this team makes us a playoff contender every year. I agree, but I want to win Super Bowls. Y'all know me, man. We used to have those debates all the time a couple of years ago. I forgot what year was that. Was that Ron Rivera's first year? I think that was Ron Rivera's first year where where I was constantly debating with people. We could get, I mean, an eye quarterback does sound fun, but I don't want to be eyed. I want to go for elite. I want to be a Super Bowl contender. Playoff contender, personally, for me, isn't enough. And that just isn't. I want to win Super Bowls. I don't want to just be relevant. I want to be elite. But that's just me. You know, I understand why a lot of people are okay. They just want to win. They just want to be relevant. I ain't mad at it, but that I've always been on the side of the debate where I'm willing to risk it. I'm willing to try to be a Super Bowl contender and fall flat on my face and fail rather than just being in the middle. Like, I just, that's just not me. Okay, we got a good little 9-yard run to start it off. 9-yard run. JJ Watt got a sack. Oh, okay. Wait, Tease Tabor is trending? What's going on with Tease Tabor? Isn't that the guy from Florida? The Florida corner or something like that? I remember him. Nah, speaking of college, man, what happened with Brian Brzee, bro? I remember recruiting-wise, he was supposed to be like the #1 player of his class. And then what happened with Brian Brzee, man? I mean, I saw in that mock draft they still had him going like top 7, but Brian Brzee was supposed to be like people considered like the next like Aaron Donald type of thing. He didn't end up being that. Brian Brzee. Yeah, what happened to him, man? A lot of people were. I mean, I wanted him so bad. I really did. I wanted Brian Brzee in recruiting so bad. He visited Georgia like 3 times. I thought we had him. I remember when we were recruiting Brian Brzee, I thought we had him, bro. We recruited him he visited like 3 times, like official visits and everything. I was so surprised when he chose Clemson. But again, Georgia hadn't won a championship to that point, so maybe he was just like, man, Georgia always gets so close, but they don't win. So maybe what's it called it? Oh, Geno Smith throwing dimes. Geno Smith throwing dots. Glad isn't general manager. They need to imagine Jalen Carter, Brian Brzee, and Jordan Davis. Nah, really imagine Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, and Will Anderson. We should have had Will Anderson. That man betrayed the state of Georgia by going to Alabama. That man is from the outskirts of Atlanta. He definitely should have been on Georgia. My boy Sonny Robinson with a donation. Love to see Marvin Harrison Jr. to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think that would be really fun. You're talking about next year, though. My boy Sports with the donation as well. For us to be considered a Super Bowl contender, major changes need to be made. Snyder selling the team. I think that's on the way. Rivera being fired, not next year, but maybe the year after that. And getting someone for culture. Appreciate the donation. My boy Sports with the donation. Let me make sure I didn't miss any donations. My boy Sports with another donation earlier. I'm sorry I missed it. He said, sup, dog. Hope we fire Rivera once and for all. Appreciate that. Again, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Because just by the time Dan Snyder sells the team, it'll probably be March or April, and by then it's too late to hire a head coach. So I think Rivera's going to be here for at least another year, but I think Scott Turner's gone before that. My boy King Saul with the $10 donation earlier. Sorry I missed that as well. Haven't supported the channel in a while. Who do you think is going to be the next offensive coordinator next year? Appreciate the donation big time, man. Sorry I missed it earlier. Sorry I'm replying so late. But who I think is going to be the offensive coordinator, I wouldn't be surprised if it's somebody safe. Like, what's Buddy's name, the offensive coordinator for the Panthers, while Rivera was there with Cam Newton for like a few years? What's his name? Before Scott Turner's dad, the other guy. I could see it being him. Now, who I prefer, that's a long list of guys. It's a long list of guys of who I prefer. That's different. But I mean, I would love to get. I would still like Eric Bieniemy. Oh, that's Bobby. Okay, that's Bobby. I would love to get Eric Bieniemy. Even though a lot of people feel like there has to be some reason people aren't hiring him, there must be something to that. I can see Ken Zampeese getting promoted as well. I can see that as an option. I talked about that in my video. I would not be surprised if Ken Zampeese would just go ahead. I would hire Georgia offensive coordinator Todd Monken. Only reason I don't want to is because I don't want him to leave Georgia. But if I knew for a fact Todd Monken was leaving Georgia no matter what, I would love for the Commanders to get him. Yes. But I don't want Todd Monken to leave Georgia, so I don't even want to put that in the air for him going to the Commanders. I feel like we can find another option, and I feel like Georgia and the Commanders can both be happy without one of us having to lose the guy. The guy from the Kansas City Chiefs. You're talking about Eric Bieniemy. I would love the Eagles offensive coordinator. I love what the Lions offensive coordinator did this year. I mean, making Jared Goff look like a decent quarterback. Yeah, Rico, you can't say that guys aren't going lateral. That's a good point. Yeah, true. It is really hard to take somebody as an offensive coordinator and make them an offensive coordinator somewhere else. They usually do go get promoted. They usually move vertically. They go from offensive coordinator to one team to head coach for another. So you're right. And then, yeah, nepotism. Casey has a good point about nepotism as well. But I don't know. I guess we need to start looking at some quarterbacks coach, some passing game coordinators. I guess technically we can't look at other teams' offensive coordinators, but you never know. Maybe we can. I would just hope. I would love to get one of those guys to come over here. Just give them the keys to the... No, I'm saying I want Bobby Slowick. He was never in Carolina. Oh, okay. I'm about to say, what's the guy's name that was the offensive coordinator for... whatever his name was. My boy Chauncey with the donation, man. Appreciate that. Please, Ron, do the right thing about Scott Turner. Appreciate the donation, man. Like I said, I don't think Scott Turner makes it out this week. In my honest opinion, I don't think Scott Turner makes it a week. I don't think he does. Yeah, Butler looking good. Percy Butler. Yes, sir. My boy Percy Butler making plays. Yes, sir. Percy Butler supposed to replace Bob McCain eventually. I love the fact that Percy Butler's out here making plays. Love to see it against Cowboy starters, too. Remember that. Cowboy starters. My boy Percy Butler, man, I'm telling y'all, he's too fast. He's too fast. He's too fast, man. It's all mental with him. Once Percy Butler figures it out mentally, he's too fast not to ball out. That man has a lot of talent. He has a lot of speed. He can replace McCain, but I don't know if he's going to play slot. I mean, that a lot of people like him in the slot. I mean, he played quite a bit of slot at Louisiana, so who knows? I prefer him at free safety. I would love for him, Derek Forrest, and Cameron Curl to kind of interchange his free safeties left around the, chess pieces and stuff. Now, slot-wise, I agree with you as far as his questions in the slot, but he played slot in college, so I wouldn't be surprised if he could end up doing it. But I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, yeah, he's guaranteed he's going to ball out his slot. He said if he could play slot, let's get busy. He played some slot at Louisiana. I remember that when I was doing my film sessions on him and listening to Chris Sims talk about him and all of that. He played some slot. I mean, I'm not sitting here guaranteeing you that he's going to be an elite slot corner, but he plays some slot. They were basically saying he's like a more athletic but more raw Daxton Hill. Remember Daxton Hill? You remember Daxton Hill that went to the Bengals that I really wanted from Michigan, wanted really bad? He's basically like a higher ceiling, lower floor version of him, where he pretty much played everywhere. You can find a slot corner. That's a good point too. But I think he can step up and play slot if we needed him to. But I think with his range, the type of range that he has, potentially, I would love for him to play. Free safety ultimately. It'd take over Bobby McCain's spot, and we could save some money there if we can. Even though I feel like Bobby McCain does get more hate than he deserves. And yeah, Dax Milne out here making plays, man. He don't have a higher ceiling chill. I think he does. Just off of athleticism, I think he does. In the draft, you saw who I clearly wanted. Daxton Hill was one of my 3 players I wanted the most. I wanted Jamison Williams, Kyle Hamilton, and Daxton Hill is like at least top 5 players I wanted. Of course, I think Daxton Hill is the better player. I think he's going to end up being the better player. But, Percy Butler does have I think he has more range. I think he has more, especially at free safety. I think he has more range. I think Daxton Hill is the better cover corner. I think Percy Butler is the better safety. Doesn't get much better than that. Percy Butler included. Yeah, I just think Percy Butler has more range, though. Free safety. If we're talking safety, I prefer Percy Butler long term. Right now, I prefer Daxton Hill, period. Long term, no matter what position we're talking about today, of course I prefer Daxton Hill. But long term, I think Percy Butler is going to end up being a better free safety. I think Daxton Hill is going to be a better cover corner, though. But I'm saying, though, don't sleep on Percy Butler's coverage in the slot, man. Don't sleep on my boy. Wait, so are you caught up now 2014? You caught up now 2014? While stats for passing, Dallas 4, Washington 45, 5 minutes into the second. It's atrocious. I need a new line and some linebackers. Yeah, I agree. Scott, give him a deep shot. We need to see him throw at least. I agree. I put Curl in the slot like we use Bobby. Leave Derek and Percy back there. Hey, man. Hey, I'm telling you. Best slot corner in the draft is Utah Clark Phillips. I'm about to check him out a little bit more. You are judging him saying he looks good already. I said I haven't seen him yet. You are judging him. I said pump the brakes, let him play. Wait, what's going on? Wait, was that for... I don't even remember what I said. Was that for me? Let's see. Where we at? Is it me or does Sam Howell have a little more presence about danger around him than Taylor? He does. You got to remember, Sam Howell played for UNC. Taylor Heineke played for... What's his name? Like, Sam Howell coming out of college is easily a far better prospect than Taylor Heineke. So we shouldn't be surprised that he's better than Taylor Heineke at certain things. And look at Ron Rivera smiling. Yeah, Old Dominion. Oh, yes is to my question? Okay, you just sent... okay, best. 2014 caught up. Franchise tag. I hope we don't. I want to just go ahead and pay him. I think we should double up at corner and the late round guy. We should be with K-Trail Clark. Going to be at East-West Shrine Bowl. All right, I'll peep him. I'm going to definitely try to watch as much East-West Shrine Bowl and the Senior Bowl as much as possible because we definitely need to start looking there. Just going to keep running. We'd be killing them if we had Gibson and Robinson. If we had half our team, I think we'd be killing them. We have more offensive starters out there than defense, but still, it's bad. So we're missing a lot of guys. Look at the Seahawks trying to make the playoffs. Look at these guys, man. It might be luck. I don't know, but he has a bit more awareness of bodies around him. You got to remember that Sam Howell was clearly the better quarterback in college than Taylor Heineke. The Commanders have started the third quarter with 5 straight runs. What are we doing? Why are we doing this? Let Sam Howell throw, man. Because when in doubt, if nobody's open, he'll run it himself. Stop, How you feel about Devin Witherspoon out of Illinois? I haven't checked him out yet. I have not. I don't even know who that is exactly, to be honest with you. Holmes can stay on special teams. Here's the problem with Turner. I don't understand why he won't let it rip with nothing to lose here. I'm right with you. I don't understand why we're running the ball this much. I'm right with you. Right with you as far as not understanding why we're running the ball like this. Are you trying to play conservative like we can win this game and potentially make the playoffs? Can we please let him slang it? There goes the deep shot and it was on the money. Well, we tried though. I feel sorry for Sam Howell after that one, man. That was a nice throw. That was a nice throw. That was a nice throw. Jahan, I'm gonna need them, man. That man Terry McLaurin had a really bad drop earlier, and Jahan dropped that right there for some reason. That was a really good throw, man. You gotta catch them. You gotta catch them. That made me sad. Come on now. All them crazy catches he's made. How do you drop that? How do you drop that? How is that the one you drop, man? Come on now. You gotta catch them, man. You gotta catch them ones. You gotta catch those. The defense held Jahan. There was like a slight pass interference, but he still should have caught that though. I feel like he still could have and should have caught that. But yeah, I agree. I agree. They were touching on him. Yeah, the Giants can't even score one single point against the Eagles right now. Like, what's going on? What's going on? Why the Eagles couldn't? That receiver could not catch that. Was that Devonta Smith that bobbled the ball like 3 times before he caught it? What's wrong with him? Don't like it, huh? Wait, that throw looked pretty good. Was grabbed. Taylor would have underthrown. He got some, and he somehow magically catch it. Yeah, I don't know, man. I agree, man. Jahan Dotson was catching crazy underthrown balls from Taylor Heinicke, but couldn't catch that one right now. Dotson got to get that great, though. Yeah, that throw was excellent. That was probably you could say that was Sam Howell's best throw today, man. One of the best throws I've seen from a Commanders quarterback all season. That's why I said Sam Howell should have started since the Bears game, because even if he was raw and even if he was playing poorly, we were winning in spite of Taylor Heinicke to start off anyway. That Colts game, Taylor Heinicke was terrible until the last 4 minutes. I feel like Sam Howell could have won that game anyway, even if he wasn't that good. And I feel like by the time we played the Giants twice in a row, Sam Howell would have been an even better quarterback than he is right now, and we would be in the playoffs right now. That was my whole point. Start Sam Howell immediately. Granted, he's worse than Taylor Heinicke at the time. Starting Sam Howell immediately after the Bears game instead of Taylor Heinicke, he would have been worse than Taylor Heinicke, arguably, just because he's a rookie, he's raw. But I feel like by the time we got to the Giants game, the first one or at least the second one after the bye week, Sam Howell would have been the better quarterback between the two, and we would be in the playoffs right now. We would not be in this situation, I feel like. But hey, at this point, it's already over with, so Howell is small. Howell is short. He's wide, but he's short. Like 6'1" at the very best. Deep ball should have went to Brown anyway. Should have been called pass interference because they don't want to show too much of Howell. Zeke with this look like, wait, you wanted me to catch that ball? I was blocking it. Yeah, Howell is 6 foot about, 6'1" at the very best on a good day. Has Howell balled out? Nah, he's not having a fantastic game. But he's all right out there, and he's making some throws to where my main thing is that this is his rookie start. This is his first NFL career game starting. If we would have started that after the Bears game, maybe by now playing the Cowboys this week, he wouldn't be looking like such a rookie. And yeah, Khaleke Hudson is playing well. It's actually kind of weird to see. I don't know what's going on because these are the Cowboys starters. No Jonathan Allen, no Benjamin St-Juste, no Cameron Curl, no Jamin Davis, no Cole Holcomb. No John Ridgeway even. I think he got hurt during this game. And for some reason, Khaleke Hudson is just finally stepping up. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, that boy Khaleke Hudson not playing with y'all, man. He's sick of it. And what's going on? Kendall Fuller, can you just catch? I mean, I love the coverage. I appreciate the coverage, Kendall Fuller. I appreciate everything you're doing. But can you please catch these interceptions? And yeah, I would love to go after Lamar Jackson. I would love to. No matter what, we will get a quarterback this offseason to get 3 quarterbacks. Yeah, that's true. Who will it be? How will we get them? Will they start? Maybe, but no one knows. I don't even think Ron Rivera knows yet. I don't even think Ron Rivera knows yet. And great play by Danny Johnson right there. We are not. I would love to get Lamar Jackson. I don't care what y'all say. That's one thing I'm standing 10 toes down on. I'm standing on that one. I would go get Lamar Jackson because you ain't got to trade for him. Just go get him. Go convince him to come sign over here, I think, right? I think his contract is already up. No, I'm all right. Y'all, you ending stop. Nice, Brody. Ron don't know and he shouldn't right now. Yeah, I'm about to say nobody knows. I agree. Nobody knows what we about to do. I think it's more likely that Sam Howell is our starting quarterback to start next season, but nobody knows what we about to do right now. But you got to remember, though, at the Combine last year, even after we brought over Carson Wentz, remember we signed Carson Wentz, and we signed him. We thought he may be the quarterback this year and all of that. When they asked Ron Rivera at Ohio State's Pro Day how he felt about the receivers with Garrett Wilson and what's his name for the New Orleans Saints, the first thing he talked about was C.J. Stroud. They didn't even ask him about the quarterbacks. They asked him about the receivers and how do you feel about Ohio State's Pro Day. He went to talking about C.J. Stroud immediately. So maybe Ron Rivera really likes C.J. Stroud and maybe Chris Olave, thank you, and may be willing to do what it takes. Maybe he's willing to do what it takes to get him. I don't know. It may not mean anything, but you got to remember, That man Ron Rivera was asked about the receivers, and he started talking about C.J. Stroud first. Then he talked about the receivers. Ron Rivera may love himself some C.J. Stroud. And maybe we go after him. We'll see. I doubt it. I don't know. That's very unlikely because you got to maneuver. You got to trade up to get him, but you never know. But yeah, man, Sam Howell showing some potential. Sam Howell pretty much looking like how I expected. He threw that terrible interception earlier. He's going to make the rookie mistake, but then he's also going to throw a dime down the field. I was hoping somebody would catch it instead of, pass interference and Jahan Dotson not getting it. But, what I'm seeing from Sam Howell right now is pretty much what I expected. The only thing I was worried about was the offensive line not giving them a chance. And granted, the offensive line hasn't been great today, but they've at least given them chances quite a bit today. And that's all I can ask for. And he's making the most of it. He's not having a spectacular game, but he's also not having a bad game. And he'll re-sign with the Ravens. If we get Joey Porter, then draft O-line second, comp third, keep our free agents, go with Howe, we might be set. Hey, it might be something there. Remember free agency. We may have a lot of money in free agency. I think we can pay Deron Payne and go get some guys after we get the money back for Carson Wentz. Probably get money back for Logan Thomas and probably get some money back for Chase Roulier because Chase Roulier can't even play half a season. They may be ready to move on from him. And Logan Thomas is a shell of himself, and you can save money from that. Maybe you save some money from Kendall Fuller. I think Kendall Fuller is the least likely to get cut between him, Logan Thomas, and Chase Roulier. I think Kendall Fuller is the least likely to get cut at this point. Even if we draft Joey Sly in the first, I still think we would keep Kendall Fuller. It would be Kendall Fuller, Joey Sly, Benjamin St-Juste, and Danny Johnson. And I'm really happy with that cornerback group. That's a really good cornerback group when healthy. And then Cameron Curl, Derek Forrest, and Bobby McCain, and Percy Butler starting to develop. Healthy, I love that. But linebacker, we still got to figure something out as well. So second round is linebacker or offensive line. Honestly, Darnell Washington solves your tight end and your offensive line problem at the same time. So, hey, man, go get Darnell Washington, man. Like I already said earlier, I don't think people understand how much of Georgia's offense runs through Darnell Washington and how Todd Monken has to whip something up in the lab when Darnell Washington is hurt or not in the game. I don't think people understand, man. Darnell Washington changes your entire offense. We literally run it to him because he's literally another offensive tackle. He's 270. And he's still that fast and that tall and can catch. He changes an offense. I think Darnell Washington would even make Scott Turner look good. You can literally run it his way. You can throw it to him. It's unfair. I honestly doubted Darnell Washington makes out the first round just off of how well he can block alone. Just off of how well he can block and how much of an athletic freak. Wait till the combine comes in, the numbers of his height and all of that. I don't think Darnell Washington makes it out of the first round. I hope he does, but these play calls are horrible. I agree. I don't know what's going on right now. Third and long, just what Scotty like. Just like how Scotty likes it. We have no offensive line. 1.5 quarters left in Scott Turner's career here. That's a funny way to put it. Might as well be a run. Yeah, we need to open the playbook up, man. I don't know why we're throwing these little passes into the flat to Jonathan Williams. I just don't get it. Hope you like Sam Happy Feet. How we throw the ball and get 1 yard. That's us right there, man. I'm not gonna lie. One thing about Scott Turner, he's one of the worst screen play callers of all time. I've never seen screens work out so terribly so much for a team. Schweitzer got to get replaced. I mean, remember, he's technically supposed to be a backup. We should not go into the offseason thinking that Schweitzer is a starter at center or guard or anything. Schweitzer is a great backup, but you need to make sure free agency-wise, draft-wise, you have guys in place to start over him. He should only come in if there's an injury. Didn't know it, but Sammis Reyes is on the Bears. I didn't know that either. Well, I don't know why Scott Turner's calling these conservative plays like winning is the biggest part of this. Winning is not the main objective. Evaluating Sam Howell and these younger guys is the main objective of this game. Winning is the least important thing out of everything. By far. Winning should be the lowest on the priority list right now. Can we please open up the offense and let Sam Howell do what he wants to do? Wait, Sammis Reyes is a defensive end too? Wait, what? Wait, Sammis Reyes is playing defensive end for the Bears? I mean, he has the build for it, but yeah, what's going on? Like, why? What? Can we just open up the offense and let Sam Howell work? Just let him go. Just let Sam Howell go. Like, just let him rock, man. What are we running the ball this much for? Let Sam Howell play. Let him play. Winning this game is not that important. Evaluating Sam Howell is far more important than winning this game. First of all, I would prefer to lose this game for draft pick wise anyway, so why are we doing this? Well, yeah, why are we being so conservative? And look at Dyami Brown. Sorry y'all already talking about it, but nice job by Dyami Brown to make that tackle. Dyami Brown staying on this team. I want y'all to remember, first of all, he's a nice deep threat if we can unlock him with a good enough quarterback that can throw it down the field. And then also with that play he made on special teams. But also, don't forget, Dyami Brown is a good blocking receiver. There are plays where Jahan Dotson comes off the field so that Dyami Brown could come in and block on running plays. Like, Dyami Brown is one of our better blocking receivers as well. Dyami Brown has a permanent spot on this roster. I do agree evaluating Howell is more important than the win. Bruh, it's gotta be, bruh. What does this win mean for us? So people can talk trash at work and at school? That's the only benefit to us beating the Cowboys. And again, I don't know Cowboys fans personally. I don't. So this whole gotta beat the Cowboys no matter what thing is not for me. I understand why y'all are, but it's not for me. So I'm ready to go ahead and lose this game, get a better draft pick. But I want Sam Howell to ball out and get 4 touchdowns before we do though. Let Sam Howell ball. If we're gonna win, at least let Sam Howell win it for us. Don't win no low-scoring game. That's worst case scenario. Sam Howell doesn't get to show what he can do, and we go further back in the draft pick. I don't see the point of that. That sounds extremely pointless to me. But I do say I want to win this for the benefit, and dropping 2 spots don't hurt us. All right. Them trade-ups. Them trade-ups, man. Wait, Kendall Fuller's hurt? Oh, yeah, pull the starters. Pull the starters. Pull the starters, man. It's not even worth it. I mean, I do want to see more Chase Young, but risking injury and guys having to miss time in next season, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it. Go ahead and pull them guys, man. I don't want to have to lose Kendall Fuller going into the 2023 regular season because of a pointless game like this. Rico, do we have a defensive tackle name to make a stop for us? I think so, yeah. I forgot how to pronounce his name, but I believe so, yeah. All right, Fuller jogged off the field, so he might be all right. He might be all right. I don't know. I think he's good to go. I think he's good, but that scared me enough to pull the starters. That, I don't know. It does look like the wind got knocked out of him, though. We have corn and potatoes on our team. Oh, yeah, corn, elder, and open, turn the playbook, first page, always run twice, then pass. Second page, think you need to change it up, shock them, run right, run right rather than right, then pass. In terms of trading up, when you're going up as high as we want, 14 and 16 doesn't matter. True, as far as us trading up, but I just don't see us being aggressive. That's one of the main things I hate about our team. We're not aggressive. We're not risk takers. That's the biggest pet peeve I have with this team. Because me personally, if I'm a GM, I'm taking crazy risks. And if I fail, I fail. But at least I tried. I hate the fact that I feel like we don't try hard enough. So I honestly don't feel like we're gonna trade up. I feel like we're just gonna end up sitting where we are, and whatever happens, happens. They're gonna pump fake. They're gonna act like they're making all of these calls, and later on, in like June, it's gonna come out that we tried to trade up, but we couldn't. I feel like we're just not gonna trade up. So when I'm saying trade up, I'm talking about teams trading up ahead of us. That's what I'm worried about. Cause let me go back. Let me go back to the. Let's see. Yeah, I can see some team trading up. Like, we go back to 17. I can see a team trading up to the New England Patriots pick, Green Bay Packers, Detroit ahead of us to take somebody we want, or the Jets or the Texans. You know what I'm saying? I'm just nervous about that, man. I'm really big on those two spots, man, me personally. Good play by Jahan. Good play. I will take it. Good play. Sam Howell making some plays. Let's get it. My boy Sports with a donation. Again, hey, bro, what's your IG? What's your thoughts on Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp situation? No, the loser of tonight's games moves ahead of us. Do they really? But appreciate the donation. And my Instagram is RicoScores. I believe RicoScores ATL. I got to check. I'm not on it as much as my Twitter. My Twitter is definitely the best place to reach me. And then, yeah, the Skip Bayless. Shannon Sharp does look done. Shannon Sharp does look done with Skip Bayless. Somebody put together like all the different situations of when Shannon Sharp has been sick of Skip Bayless. It was hilarious. The winner doesn't jump us. Another good pass. Oh, the winner doesn't jump us. Howell has a good passing arm. I love it. Yeah, Sam, man, let Sam Howell ball out, man. These consecutive throws to Jahan and then De'Ami Brown just now are great throws. Oh, ineligible man down the field. Thanks. That's what happened. Skip Bayless is awful and always has been. Yeah, Skip Bayless has no shame. He don't care. He's going to shoot Skip in the face. Scott must be watching your channel, Rico. He's throwing it on first down. If we win, though, if we lose, we just stay at 14. I'm scared of teams. I'm afraid of teams trading up ahead of us. That's my thing. Why I want to get the highest draft pick we can, like highest up. I prefer to lose this game. Man, I can see it already. Somebody trading up to the pick before us to take who we want. Joey Porter right there. Somebody trades up the pick before us to take Joey Porter. I can see it, man. I just don't want to do with that. And again, us winning this game literally does 0 for me. So that's why I only see the positives of us getting a better draft pick, because all that other stuff doesn't matter to me. Hey, yo, Seahawks, y'all must not want to go to the playoffs, my boy. Wiped away a great play. Yeah, that's how it goes. And then we run it with Jared Patterson the next play. Why? Scott Turner, why? Why? Let Sam Howell got us down here. Why would you run it on the next play? Let him throw. Let my boy Sam Howell throw, man. That man's having himself a good game. Oh, there we go. Sam Howell to Jahan. Yes, sir. Sam Howell to Jahan again, man. Is that the combo? Howell to Dotson. That's the duo right there. That's the duo. There goes Joey Porter. Every time Sam Howell completes a pass for 10 yards or more, there goes Joey Porter. That's funny. That's hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. Joey Porter out the window. That man Sam Howell has figured something out with Jahan Dotson. They on the same page right now, man. They figured something out. I love it. I like what I'm seeing, man. They can't cover Jahan. I know that for a fact. You just need a quarterback that can get him the ball. That's all we need. We have an elite receiver core. Even Mina Kimes, Chris Sims, guys that have no attachment to the Commanders at all, have all agreed that our receiving core deserves better. Our receiving core with Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel, Terry McLaurin is easily top 8 in the NFL. Easily. They deserve better, bruh. I don't like Skip, but I can admit in the recent situation, Skip isn't nearly as much in the wrong as media portrays. Shannon cuts him off all the time. Just very well hypocritical. I mean, I just don't really watch this show to speak on it, but that did seem pretty bad what Skip did. But I don't know. I don't care. I haven't watched them in a while. I just saw some stuff trending on Twitter. I thought Mina Kimes was a Commanders fan. I didn't hear anything about it. I usually hear her picking against us and stuff. Whenever she's evaluating the commander, she's usually lower on us. She usually doesn't pick us to win and stuff like that. But she's really high on our receiving core. A lot of people love our receiving core. They think our receiving core is being held back by this offense, the quarterback, the offensive line, and Scott Turner. And they feel like they all deserve better. And it's like the receivers are always open. That we should always be able to make plays. Oh, she's a Seahawks fan. Okay, yeah, I never heard about her being a Commanders fan. Porter Jr. Smith. If someone... Okay, there we go. We're moving the ball. Need offensive line first. That's why I'm saying offensive line and free agency. You draft Joey Porter in the first round. If we're not trading up for C.J. Stroud. It's either trade up for C.J. Stroud or take Joey Porter in the first round. And if you got to trade up a little bit to get him, I wouldn't risk it. If we have the 14th pick and Joey Porter is at the 12th, I say go ahead and get him. That's how I felt about Micah Parsons, and now look at him. I said trade up to get Micah Parsons. I know he's an off-ball linebacker, and I didn't expect him to be, as great at getting sacks as he is, but I already knew Micah Parsons was going to be great at something. And so I said, do what you got to do to get Micah Parsons no matter what. Trade up like he's a quarterback. I was been saying that, and I feel almost the same way about Joey Porter. I almost feel the same way about Joey Porter, man. If he's in range, trade up to get him. And yes, sir, that man Sam Howell, I will take it. I prefer to lose the game. I want the draft pick, but at least if we're gonna lose, let it be Sam Howell balling out and not a defensive game. So let Sam Howell play. Hey, starting quarterback for 2023. That's what it's looking like, right? Sam Howell starting quarterback 2023. That man Sam Howell is different, I'm telling you. It's read option, man. And the way he ran too, man. Taylor Heineke and Carson Wentz can't do that. Taylor Heineke isn't that strong. He's not even that agile. He's that fast, but he's not that agile. You got to remember the difference between Sam Howell and Taylor Heineke is that Sam Howell runs like a running back almost. He can juke and, hop, skip, and all of that type of stuff. Taylor Heineke's fairly fast, not very fast, fairly fast. He's just as fast as Howell, you can argue, but he doesn't have them jukes. He don't have that. That was a great run. That was a running back type of run. That was not an open run right there. That was not wide open. And that's what Sam Howell gives you. And Carson Wentz couldn't have done that in any way imaginable. Running people over, speed, juking people out. That's straight Sam. Sam Howell is the only quarterback on roster that could have done that. And I tried to tell people, start Sam Howell since Carson Wentz got hurt against the Bears. But people argued against it. And now look. Now imagine Sam Howell is the starting quarterback for 6 weeks with a bye week, how good he would look right now. This is his first NFL start. And he's going against the Cowboys defense. Look at this. It's not open. This is not open. Like that should not have been a touchdown. He said, no, I agree. Oh, no. There were a few of y'all that did agree, but there were a lot of people that said, no, we're this close to making the playoffs. Start Taylor Heineke. I've tried to tell y'all, Sam Howell could have been the guy this whole time. Could have been the guy the whole time. But we'll see. I'm pretty sure the game he's having right now, he'll probably be our starting quarterback in 2023 if he doesn't work out. Maybe we're bad enough to get Caleb Williams. That's my point. Sam Howell should have been starting because if he's good, he's your franchise quarterback. If he's bad, you're in position to get C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young. But this little middle that we in right now where we don't make the playoffs and we don't have a good draft pick, for me was worst case scenario. Oh, thank you, 2014. Thank you. I didn't even notice. Yeah, I just feel like where we are right now in this ugly middle is worst case scenario in my opinion. I see a lot of people that agree. We should have been playing them. And I said, I can admit, Sam Howell, let me look at the schedule. What was the game after the Bears game? Let me just go look. The game after the Bears game, was that the Colts game? Well, let me go look. I can't even remember right now. Oh, the Timberwolves are about to play the Rockets. Oh, that's about to be a wash. I'll pull that game up for my boy Ant, but let me see. All right, so we went from the Bears to the Packers. Now, I can admit, I think Sam Howell against the Packers would have been worse than Taylor Heineke against the Packers. But I think Sam Howell could have outplayed Heineke in that Colts game, because in that Colts game, he was terrible until the last 5 minutes. The Vikings game, Taylor Heineke sold. Maybe Sam Howell doesn't sell there. Maybe you beat the Vikings. The Eagles game, who knows? Maybe by then, Sam Howell's comfortable. He doesn't play like a rookie anymore. He's ascended like how Brock Purdy is ascended by the 49ers, because that would be his 4th start by then if you started him immediately instead of ever starting Taylor Heineke. Houston Texans, Sam Howell would have won that game. He would have won the Falcons game. By the time we play the Giants, Sam Howell is better than Taylor Heineke. He probably beats the Giants instead of tying with them the first time, and maybe we beat the Giants on the second time we played them. And we're in the playoffs. So I feel like we should have been played them, period. That should have been a pick. Yeah, that should have. I feel like we should have been played Sam Howell, point blank, period. If he's that bad, we have a better draft pick to get a better quarterback. And if he's that good, we're in the playoffs and we're having more fun with the season. So I feel like we literally just ended up in worst case scenario, in my opinion. To me, this is worst case scenario. I feel like we should have just went ahead and just played Sam Howell instead of ending up not in the playoffs and with not a good enough pick to go ahead and get CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. But it is what it is, though. It is what it is. Where was this last week? That GIF. Appreciate the thumbs up. Appreciate the thumbs up. Let me see. All I can ask is, in the offseason, let's not sign some washed-up quarterback thrown away by another team. I doubt we do that. I highly doubt that. I don't think we're going after Derek Carr. I think they're going to ride with Sam Howell and see what happens. If he's terrible, you get Caleb Williams or Drake May in the next draft. If he's good, that's your franchise quarterback. I mean, honestly, we don't even need a quarterback that's that great. That's the thing. Carson Wentz was bad. Taylor Heineke was mid. If we just got somebody that was average or above average, we're probably in the playoffs right now. That's the crazy thing. Sam Howell doesn't even have to be that great. Sam Howell doesn't have to be Pat Mahomes. He doesn't have to be Josh Allen. He just has to be at least somewhere around Kirk Cousins, and we're in the playoffs. That's the thing. That's the thing I'm talking about. And oh yeah, Sam Howell's different. Sam Howell's different. We should have been started him. I hate the fact that a lot of people felt like we shouldn't. We should have started him against the Packers immediately after the Bears game. It should have been that straight up immediately. I love that deep bomb to Terry McLaurin. We should have been had this. We should literally be in the playoffs right now. I blame Ron Rivera. I blame Scott Turner. I blame everybody that thought that Sam Howell couldn't do this. Because we been knew he could have done this. I felt like it was obvious he could have done this. He was going to make his rookie mistakes, like he had that interception earlier. But that bomb to Terry McLaurin was absolutely beautiful. That was a perfect throw. You couldn't throw it better than that. Sam Howell is our starting quarterback in 2023, point blank, period. Sam Howell is our starting quarterback in 2023. He just brought tear to my eyes. Yeah, it's just amazing that we're not used to seeing throws that perfect, man. Sam Howell is that guy, man. Give him a chance. He's our starting quarterback to 2023. Again, he should have started against the Packers immediately after that Bears game when Carson Wentz got hurt. He should have been the starting quarterback. And yeah, that formation was crazy. That diamond formation that Scott Turner called, I don't know what that was. But yeah, Sam Howell, that was perfect. That was a perfect throw. It literally doesn't get better than that. I've been screaming start Sam Howell. It wasn't even just since Carson Wentz got hurt. After every Taylor Heineke game when he was mid to bad, because again, I kept saying we won in spite of Taylor Heineke against the Colts. Taylor Heineke lost us that Vikings game. I kept saying it's not too late to throw Sam Howell in there. We still got a few games left. Go ahead and throw Sam Howell out there. And look now. Look now. Look now. I tried to tell people, man. And I'm not even that big of a Sam Howell fan. There's a lot of people out there that felt like Sam Howell was the best quarterback in this past draft class. I'm not even that high on him. But between Taylor Heineke and Carson Wentz, Sam Howell should have been our starting quarterback a while ago. That man just threw a 60-yarder in the air. That wasn't a 30-yard throw and Terry McLaurin ran it 30. No, that was 60 yards in the air the whole way. Stop playing with him. My boy Preston with the donation, man. Appreciate that. Rico, you still my boy. Howell to McLaurin. What's good, man? Appreciate the donation, Preston. Told y'all we should have been. And these are against Cowboys starters. Again, the Cowboys are playing their starters. We have less starters out there than the Cowboys right now. We're playing more backups than the Cowboys are, and this is what Sam Howell's doing. He has backup offensive linemen out there. He has Dusty Scott Turner calling the plays, and he's out there doing this against the Cowboys starters. Rico, wear your Washington gear. Oh, nah, I went into this game completely like, yeah, this is it. This is it. This is it. I got the Street Scores hat on, but I wasn't going to disrespect Sean Taylor with this game right here. I refuse to disrespect Sean Taylor with this game. And appreciate it, 2014. Appreciate the damage control. Appreciate the damage control. Thank you. But can we be consistent? What's the biggest positive for this team this year? It looked like probably Sam Howell. Again, I'm not even the biggest Sam Howell fan coming out of the draft. I'm going to admit it. I was never huge on Sam Howell like some people are. But between Taylor Heineke, Carson Wentz, and Sam Howell should have been a starter after that Bears game going into that Packers game, point blank, period. This is what a franchise quarterback looks like. That's so sad. The eye test says that he's him. Now, granted, remember RG3 rookie season, the next year, teams started the game plan for him. So give teams an entire offseason to game plan for Howell and see how he reacts to that. But also at the same time, give Sam Howell an entire offseason with first-team reps, learning the plays, maybe potentially a better offensive coordinator, more chemistry with Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson and De'Ami Brown and stuff like that. And you see how he balls out then. You know what I'm saying? So we got to see defenses. We got to see how they adjust to Sam Howell. They're going to have an entire offseason to prepare for him. But even on his end, give him an entire offseason to learn an offense to see how he works. It goes both ways. He just extended his contract. This just shows you how NFL has really won this game before it started. They're making the product look real nice and pretty. You'll show next buyer what they have. Oh, they try to make the Commanders look attractive to buy. Rico, is it going to be crazy? Our first 30-point game will come from a rookie? That's really bad. Deep ball game is going to be special next year. That throw to Logan Thomas was awful. Did that get tipped or was it just that bad? These are the best wideouts Sam Howell has ever played with. He is going to be the man next year. Good point. Good point. Good point. That looked like a pass interference to me. The refs hate us. Refs still hate us? RG3 still couldn't read the. That's what I'm saying though, because remember RG3 was balling out, but a lot of it was because of RG3. He was talented, of course, but a lot of it was also we caught teams off guard. They weren't ready to defend an RG3, and so after an offseason where teams prepared for the read option and stuff like that, RG3 wasn't able to do what he wanted to do, and it forced them to learn how to read defenses. And I'm saying the same thing with Howell. Teams are gonna watch this game in the offseason. All of our opponents, and I'm working on the video for that as well. That was definitely pass interference, though. I don't know why Terry McLaurin, even after making the Pro Bowl, doesn't get pass interference calls. I don't know why. He's made the Pro Bowl and everything. What more does he have to do? Look at Joey Sly finally made a field goal though. But dang, what was I saying? I forgot what I was even saying. So much just happened. What was I just saying? Somehow it's legit. Oh yeah, teams are gonna they're gonna look at this game. They're gonna be like, we need to take away the deep ball. We're not gonna allow him to run like how he did on that one touchdown, and we're gonna take that away and dare him to stay in the pocket and read defenses. That's what defenses are gonna focus on in the offseason. It's gonna be up to Sam Howell to prepare for that, and so we'll see how he reacts. We'll see what his counter punch will be, because this is him going against the Cowboys defense. Cowboys a little underprepared for him, even though they knew he was going to be the starter coming into this week. So they should have had a game plan for him. And they want to win this game because they want to become the #1 seed, even though it looks like the Giants, I don't know what they're doing against the Eagles. It may not matter. But yeah, with Sam Howell as quarterback, we would have scored 30 points at least a few times this season. I agree. I think he would have unlocked this offense to the point that we needed. Trying to tell people, there was a lot of people saying no, start Taylor Heineke against the Packers. I said we should go ahead and throw Sam Howell out there, and now look at him. Rico, how you defend it though? Because they can't run with our wide receivers. I mean, Herb, that's a good point. I'm just trying to provide, I'm trying to be basically the devil's advocate. Hold the brakes on Sam Howell. Just hold the brakes a little bit. I'm not trying to hype him up too much. We got to see how he adjusts the defense is actually game planning for him. But I see your point that nobody can cover our receivers. There's no secondary that can cover our receivers in the NFL. It's up to the offensive coordinator to call the right plays and our offensive line to block. I think Sam Howell can eat up any defense in this NFL, but we'll see. There's a lot of factors to play into that. Without slides, missed kicks, we are at 30 points already. Hey, yeah. Good point. Good point. Appreciate the donation, of course, man. Appreciate the donation, my boy Red Boy. Appreciate that big time. And then also shouts out to my boy Jack Miller for becoming a Pro Bowl sponsor. Appreciate that big time, man. Appreciate that, extending the membership. Do we still go QB or do we go cornerback or linebacker? In my opinion, I want Joey Porter in the first round. CJ Stroud not going crazy about one game. Not a good reader. Defense is great arm and athleticism. Appreciate that, Ivory. Let them know, man. Make sure y'all like up the stream. We got almost 300 people in here, and we only have 100 and something likes. Make sure y'all like up the stream, man. But yeah, I'm thinking going Joey Porter this round, this draft. I say go Joey Porter in the first. If he makes it to us, if he even makes it that far. Joey Porter in the first. I say you address offensive line in free agency. I say you pay 2 guys $15+ million each. Pay Deron Payne. Do what you got to do, and maybe draft an offensive lineman in like the 3rd round. Because I want to go linebacker in the 2nd if we can. Because remember we have a 3rd round compensatory pick for Brandon Sheriff. We're giving up our 3rd round, one of them, to the Colts. We're giving up technically our only real 3rd round pick to the Colts for Carson Wentz. We're not giving them a 2nd, thank goodness. But we're gonna have a 3rd round compensatory pick for Brandon Sheriff, which is really nice. Use the first Joey Porter, 2nd linebacker, 3rd maybe offensive line, I think. But like I said, I want to address offensive line in the offseason, in free agency before we even get to the draft. I want to go into the draft with a really good starting offensive line already and not have to worry about it. My boy Rich, rookie sponsor. Yes, sir. Extended it. Sam Howell is the truth. I really appreciate that, man. Big time, man. Appreciate that big time. My boy Rich. Dak looks terrible out there. Yeah, he's not looking too good. And that's only half our starters on defense. Again, no Cameron Curl. Arguably our most important player on the team, our best secondary player. None of our 2 starting linebackers, Jamin Davis and Cole Holcomb. Jonathan Allen, arguably our best defensive player, arguably the best player on the team, not out there. We lost John Ridgeway to injury as well. No Benjamin St. Juste, our best corner. It's crazy, man. And Rich, you said you like Christian Gonzalez first, Devin Witherspoon, and then Joey Porter. I'm not mad at that. Christian Gonzalez was balling. Christian Gonzalez is very underrated. I feel sorry for the fact that, I mean, that's his fault that he chose that school. He went to Oregon. That's on him. But I feel like, honestly, if Christian Gonzalez played in the SEC and balled out just like how he's playing right now, he probably would be cornerback 1 on a lot of people's big boards. I think where he played at Oregon, and Oregon isn't, Old Dominion or nothing, but it's still like, it's Oregon. And so I think if he played for Penn State, Ohio State, play for in the SEC or something, or at least like Oklahoma or something, maybe he would get more respect, because Christian Gonzalez is really slept on. I didn't say that. I said he didn't play as Taylor yet, which he hasn't. Is Sam more accurate than Cousins and more mobile? I don't know about more accurate, but more mobile, yes. I definitely like Sam Howell more as a runner. Bobby McCain down? Oh no. Yeah, Taylor. I think Taylor Heineke will come back as a backup, maybe, unless another team goes and signs him as a starter and gives him starter level money, because I doubt we give him starter level money. I don't see any reason he extends with DC. We should sign Taylor as a backup. I hope we do, but I doubt it. Mine may be Ringo, Porter, Gonzalez, Smith, Witherspoon. And that's what's really fun about this draft class as far as corners go. You can see anybody's point with how they put everybody in order. Ringo has the highest ceiling easily out of this cornerback class, but he's also dangerously inconsistent. A lot of technique problems, a lot of inconsistency issues. But he said you better show Oregon some respect. I like Oregon, but first of all, my Georgia Bulldogs did Oregon filthy the first game of the season. A lot of people, I kept trying to tell people about Georgia's offense in the offseason. I was like, all right, the defense may take a step back, maybe, but the offense is going to be way better this year. And then lo and behold, people didn't believe me. And now, don't do that now. Don't you do that. But now Oregon is great. I love their uniforms and everything. But I think if I would say, honestly, Christian Gonzalez is really slept on. I feel like because he plays for Oregon. I think if he played in the SEC or played for Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan, I think a lot of people will have Christian Gonzalez higher on their big boards. I think Christian Gonzalez is very much so slept on. I think he deserves to be highly touted a little bit more than he is. And my only reasoning for thinking that he's not, because the tape is there. Christian Gonzalez has been a lockdown corner. The tape is there. I think it's just the fact that he hasn't gone against a certain caliber of receiver in college, because that's his fault. He chose Oregon. That's on him. Should have came to Georgia. I got Emmanuel Forbes over Ringo. Not a knock on Ringo. I just love Emmanuel Forbes, the cornerback out of Mississippi State. Again, Ringo, I love my Georgia Bulldogs, but Ringo is dangerously inconsistent. That's why I prefer Joey Porter. I prefer Joey Porter over Ringo. Ringo has the highest ceiling. I respect that. Not going to let you do that now. I love Ringo to death, and wherever he goes, I'm going to root for him to be great. But I'm really nervous about my Commanders drafting him because he's too inconsistent. He's either going to get the game-winning interception or he's going to get burnt for the game-losing touchdown. That's just who he is. That man, Keely Ringo, gets burnt by the most unknown name receivers I've ever seen. I'll never go look at Georgia versus Sanford when we played Sanford State, like the middle of the season. I forgot what month it was. It may have been like October or something. Go look at that Georgia versus Sanford State. That man Keely Ringo was getting cooked by receivers whose names you couldn't pay me to think of right now. I love him though. That's my boy, and he locked up Buddy from Tennessee. He locked up Buddy from Tennessee, and I felt like he did a pretty good job against Marvin Harrison Jr. But I just, not my Commanders. Love you, Keely Ringo, but not my Commanders. I prefer Joey Porter. I prefer to go with the safer guy. Me personally. I will take the safer corner in Joey Porter over Keely Ringo. I love him. Georgia Bulldog fan through and through, but he's just too inconsistent for me, man. He said Deron Payne, nothing but the truth. Hey, bro, he trying to get that money. Rico, this is why I don't want Dallas offensive coordinator. Oh, Kellen Moore, I ain't mad at it. I just felt like he made Cooper Rush look better than he should have been. And I feel like if he can make Cooper Rush look that good, imagine what he could do with Sam Howell. But yeah, I mean, right now, it's not looking too good. So last year, Ringo got beat deep by Jameson and the Natty. So I won't let that happen again. So he started giving hella cushion and giving up cheap stuff. That's a great point, Rich. Yeah, a lot of the times when Keely Ringo is getting beat, it's with comeback routes. It's all of those comebacks, the curls, the outs, and stuff like that. He like, yeah, I'm not getting beat deep no more. He said, I'm not getting beat deep. That's a great point. I think that is what it is. Keely Ringo is like, you're not gonna get me for 50 yards. You can have this 15 to 20 yarder all day, but you're not getting me for 15. You not getting me for 15. Oh, great job, defense. Great job. Great job, defense. Good job, defense. Good job on that fourth down stop. Good job. I just want to, again, I want to lose for the draft pick, but I just want to see Sam Howell out there as much as possible, so it is what it is. Turnover on down. This is our biggest lead of the offseason. This is our biggest lead of the season. All it takes is Sam Howell. That's all it took. That's all it took is Sam Howell. You got the Cowboys fighting for their lives to get a first seed, and we got Sam Howell out here with half the starters, half the defense, and some of the offense, and we out here beating the Cowboys like this. I've told people Sam Howell should have been started. Told people Sam Howell should have been started, but people didn't want to listen. I tried to tell people. People kept, and somebody said earlier that the difference between Sam Howell and Taylor Heinicke is that Taylor Heinicke inspires people to run through a wall for him. I feel like Sam Howell does the same thing. I feel like if anything, Sam Howell provides a bigger spark than Taylor Heinicke does. First of all, Sam Howell's more relatable. Y'all haven't seen those videos of the locker room of Sam Howell like listening to J. Cole and 21 Savage in the way. Remember when we drafted De'Ami Brown? I mean, when we drafted Sam Howell and he was on the phone with De'Ami Brown, and if you weren't looking at the phone, you would have had no idea it was Sam Howell talking. You would have thought it was Antonio Gibson. Like, they love Sam Howell in the locker room. If they had their choice, personality-wise, Sam Howell is their favorite guy. So I don't see that Taylor Heinicke. I can see that between Taylor Heinicke and Carson Wentz, but between Sam Howell and Taylor Heinicke, I may actually give it to Sam Howell as far as the most relatable, the quarterback the guys would want to run through a wall for the most. First of all, he runs guys over. Remember the preseason game where he broke that defensive lineman off against the Ravens? And then made that play and how hyped the sideline was, like it was a Super Bowl game. Yeah, I don't like that argument. The Taylor Heinicke provides a different spirit and makes people play inspired football more than nah. Sam Howell would do the same thing, if not more. Sam Howell's a better runner. He has a stronger arm. He was just more raw. But as I'm seeing right now, Sam Howell would have won us some of these games that Taylor Heinicke lost us. And again, I'm not even that big of a Sam Howell fan. That's why I can't believe I'm saying all of this, because I wasn't even that big of a Sam Howell fan in the draft as much as people were. But I've seen enough from Taylor Heinicke and Carson Wentz to know that Sam Howell is better than all three of them already. Open the hotline, please. I just don't want him to take a step back learning a new offense. I am worried about that too. Scott Turner's leaving. Like I said, I'd be surprised if Scott Turner makes it into next week. I would. But at the same time, Sam Howell having to relearn an entirely new offense already, that does kind of suck. But at the same time, he hasn't really learned this one much either. I mean, he's just now getting reps with the ones. And, I mean, he doesn't even have Brian Robinson or Antonio Gibson in this game. So, like, it's not that much more to learn, because I don't even think he learned this offense that much. I mean, maybe he learned the playbook a lot, but he hasn't been able to use it. This is his first game starting, so I am worried about that transition with him being so young, going from one offense to another that fast, but I think he'll be straight. I think he'll be all right. I trust Sam Howell to get the job done. Whoever we bring in for offensive coordinator, I think he's gonna be straight. He said, Rosemary, I got something to say. I'm gonna start doing call-in shows again. Instead of Sunday streams where we're watching the game because the Commanders aren't making the playoffs. I'm gonna stream on Sunday and we'll do call-in shows while watching playoff games together. That's what we're gonna do starting Sunday. So that's when I'm gonna open up the phone lines. We're gonna talk free agency. We're gonna talk quarterback. We're gonna talk draft. He has really good poise, so I agree he'll adjust. This offense is trash. We be doing him a favor. Depends on who the offensive coordinator is, yeah. Hey, bro, we might not be the Red Wolves, but we still getting our howl on. Oh, Lord. Oh, I should have known that was on the way. Somebody said that during the draft process when we got him. I forgot all about that joke. I completely forgot about that one. Matter of fact, I gotta play the Mr. Krabs for that. I hate him, bro. My boy, son of 202, man. Pollard didn't push Dak. He tackled him. Hey, man. Hey, man. Willie Beeman from Any Given Sunday. Dak Prescott must have done something to somebody. They not rocking with him. All right, well, 4th down. We're about to kick it. Oh, I'm so excited about tomorrow's game, man. Yo, Parsons is killing Samuel Cosmi right now. Samuel Cosmi okay, man? What's going on? I know he's banged up, but golly. And I know it's Micah Parsons, but still, golly, man. Golly, man. What's going on? Any chance Del Rio is gone? I doubt it. I feel like Del Rio's done a great job. Rivera is more than likely going to stay. Del Rio's more than likely going to stay if Rivera stays. But Scott Turner, I don't think he's making it through the week. Even if you... I was listening to John Combs' podcast earlier today. He said something. It seemed like he almost slipped up and said something about Scott Turner. And he kind of stopped himself and was like, that just, it is what it is type of thing. He like tried to backtrack real quick. I think he knows something. I think Scott Turner's pretty much as good as gone. And then Sam Fortier with the article about like 10 Commanders players complaining about complaining about Scott Turner's play calling. And then even when Ron Rivera was asked about Scott Turner before that article came out, they asked him about Scott Turner. He gave a very short answer about like who's going to be the next offensive coordinator if Scott Turner's job is safe. It's just all the writings on the wall. Scott Turner's pretty much gone. I doubt he makes it through the next week. And yeah, I think Jack Del Rio's been good this year. Our defense has been spectacular. Our defense has been great. You got to remember a lot of points we gave up were the offense, like literally strip sacks for touchdowns. And then a lot of times strip sacks in the offense, the opposing defense has their back on the wall in the red zone as soon as the drive started. Our defense actually, and then we've had injuries. Any game Cameron Curl was out, the defense has been bad. Other than that, the defense has been great. I think Jack Del Rio has been excellent this year. I'm not going to lie. In my opinion, without having Cole Holcomb pretty much all year, without having Cameron Curl a few games, Benjamin St. Juste probably about half the year. That's your best corner. That's your best secondary player, and Cameron Curl arguably your best player on defense. You've only had one real starting linebacker in Jamin Davis pretty much all year. And even Jamin Davis isn't playing today, and look at what they're doing with backups with Khaleke Hudson against the Cowboys. And I'm liking what I'm seeing from Khaleke Hudson as well. I feel like Jack Del Rio's done a fantastic job this season. First of all, I just feel like the switch from Sam Mills III to Jeff Zgonina and Ryan Kerrigan has worked wonders as well for the defensive line. And yeah, Mike McCarthy, Dak Prescott, all of them look terrible right now. Kellen Moore, throw him in there right with him. This is terrible. Are they like, what's going on? Are they trying to lose on purpose? At that point, you might as well just take Dak Prescott out the game. He said Khaleke Hudson been developing for like 5 years. Scott and Sam how Sam to Scott, I hear you, but I like it my way. I don't see it. If I don't see it, I'm running it. Yeah, hey, man, I hope Sam Howell defies everything that Scott Turner calls, because at this point, just go ball. Just go ball. Why are they playing the ones? Mike Pryor hurt. Rico, the same way you want to be great, and after championship, I want to shut down defense. Jack Del Rio wouldn't give us that. I think he could. With enough talent, I think he could. I can see the argument for that, though. I can see the debate. I would just argue that I think he could with enough talent and with enough health. Now, with no health, that's the struggle. I'm not sure if Jack Del Rio makes a defense with a lot of injuries still perform as well as they should. But I think if we like Chase Young fully healthy, Cameron Curl healthy, Cole Holcomb back healthy, Jabin Davis, Benjamin St. Juice, we draft Joey Porter. I think this defense can arguably be top 3 in the NFL with Jack Del Rio. Not fire everybody. New ownership should clean house. I can see that. Now I can see that argument. If you just want to start completely over and fire everybody, I can see that. And good return by Dax Milne. But I think out of Jack Del Rio, Ron Rivera, and Scott Turner, Jack Del Rio has been the best out of them 3 easily. Easily. I don't even think it's close. Ron Rivera's time management, some of his decisions he's made this year have been scary bad. And Scott Turner's also been bad. I feel like Jack Del Rio's been what's keeping us afloat a lot of these games. And I don't want to promote Ken Zampese as to our offensive coordinator. I really don't. I want to go get somebody from outside, please. I can't wait to listen to Skip Bayless tomorrow. Oh, yeah. Best believe I will be uploading that. I'm good. Y'all already know I'm going to be uploading the video on how everybody reacted to the Commanders beating the Cowboys. I'm sad that we're going to go down in draft pick, potentially to number 17. But y'all know I'm uploading that footage of everybody talking about how the Commanders beat the Cowboys and how good Sam Howell looks. My boy Jalen in the chat, that's my brother, like literally my blood brother. What can we do with Wentz? We can't bench him. Be too much just to be sitting. Oh, we can release him. We can get rid of his 26 mil, no dick cap next year. That's why they kept the contract the way they did. We can get rid of Carson Wentz, get all that money back, pay Deron Payne to get some offensive linemen, no strings attached, no dick cap, no nothing. Get completely out of the contract. Beautiful. Rico, Dax Milne looking like he's trying to run one to the end zone. I know, man. That man Dax Milne looking like he's trying to be something. Like, wait a minute. This is the last game of the season. Let me act right before they replace me. Yeah, that man. And look at Jared Patterson. That man Jared Patterson running his tail off. He should have been running. Jared Patterson should have been running. It's 16 right now, so we'll end up with the 16th pick. Okay, still, I would prefer the 14th, but it is what it is. That boy Chase Young looked like he wanted to fight somebody about Samuel Cosmi, boy. Bro, I'm impressed by a bunch of our guys. Washington Command Center, first of all, make sure y'all subscribe to my boy Washington Command Center who just said that. Great draft and free agency offseason content, all of that. But yeah, I'm impressed by it. Khalid Hudson showed me something today. Jared Patterson, I mean, I've been knew Jared Patterson. I thought Jared Patterson should have got more playing time. I don't know why the coaches never really liked Jared Patterson, but he looks good today. I like what I've seen from him. I love what I've seen from Sam Howell. Love what I've seen from him. Khalid Hudson stepped up big time. Kendall Fuller had that nice pick 6. Percy Butler has impressed today. Who else? Who am I missing? Who else has been stepping up today, man? Who else has been stepping up today? Paying scenarios. He a free agent or we? No, he's an unrestricted free agent. He's straight up just unrestricted. We got to either franchise tag him or play him. I think we're going to pay him, though. I don't think we're going to franchise tag him. I think after you release Carson Wentz, you get all that money back, put a lot of that to Deron Payne's contract, we're good. I think it was after you cut Carson Wentz, I think we have like 50-something million in cap space. We're good. I'm going to literally do a video on that and everything. Matter of fact, let me write that down. Let me write that down as a matter of fact. Cap space update. How Washington can get more, all of that. Team needs. Free agency wish list. Best case. Let me see. Dream scenario and realistic scenario. Yeah, I have so many videos I gotta work on. Patterson is teammates with my son. His dad was a great running back in my high school with me. Hey, that's fine. That's fine. The play calling is wild. I agree. Scott Turner still showing himself. No way Howell isn't the QB next year. I'm assuming he is. I'm on waiting and seeing what he can do. Bulk up the O-line. Yeah, go all in on O-line in the offseason, man. Free agency especially. My boy Cool Wayne with the donation, man. He ain't even had nothing to say, just saying GG's. Looks like the Commander should end up wrapping this up. Appreciate the donation big time, man. Rico O-lineman Chris Paul is playing good too. Oh, yeah, Chris Paul is doing his thing. He should have been started playing. Chris Paul should have been started playing. That's a good one. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for that one. Chris Paul is playing well. Yeah, I thought Howell could be our future even before we got Wentz, but I feel even more confident that Sam Howell can be our guy now. Yeah, again, I can admit I was not one of those guys that was really high on Sam Howell. I can admit that. But from what I've seen this game, a little bit of what I saw in the preseason, even though he was making a lot of mistakes in the preseason, he wasn't perfect today, but I've seen enough today to know that I'm confident in seeing what Sam Howell has next year. Now, again, I still would prefer to trade up for CJ Stroud, but I'm already getting that out of my head because I already know Ron Rivera and those guys don't take risks. Again, my biggest pet peeve with this team is that we play it safe. On offense, on defense, we don't blitz enough. On offense, we don't throw it enough. We didn't let Sam Howell slang it as much as I felt like we should have. I feel like we ran the ball too much today. We don't like when we're not aggressive in the draft as far as trading up and doing stuff like that. If anything, we only trade back. But so that's the only reason Stroud. I'm already starting to learn to get him out of my head. It's a mix between Sam Howell playing well today overall. It wasn't a perfect game, but he played well enough to where I'm confident in him being our starting quarterback next year. And it's also the fact that I just don't feel like Rivera and them are going to be anywhere near aggressive enough to get a CJ Stroud, that I'm already starting to let that dream go. My boy Ivory says Stroud. So I'm cool with Sam Howell being our guy next year. If he flops, you can get Caleb Williams or Drake May in the next draft or whatever. But I think CJ Stroud has earned the starting spot. We should have started him. After the Chicago Bears game when Carson Wentz got hurt. He should have been starting against the Green Bay Packers, straight up. We would probably be in the playoffs right now if we started Sam Howell back then. I still can't believe that some people thought he shouldn't. I need more games from Howell before calling him a franchise quarterback. Yeah, I wouldn't call him a franchise quarterback just yet, but 2023 starting quarterback, I think he's earned that. I think he's played well enough to be our starter and to get all of the snaps that he deserves in the offseason to work with Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson. Because the way he was dotting up with Jahan Dotson and Terry McLaurin today with those deep balls, and I mean, you will probably be shocked how many times he's ever thrown to them in practice this season so far. You will probably be shocked how little Sam Howell's even thrown to those guys in practice. And so I feel like with an entire offseason with him learning a new playbook, because Scott Turner's pretty much gone. I'm assuming he's gone. With him learning a new playbook, with him gaining better chemistry with the guys around him, with the receivers and everything. Brian Robinson as your running back. Remember, he doesn't have Brian Robinson or Antonio Gibson in this game as well. Against the Cowboys starters on defense. Don't forget that. I think he'll be straight. And I think at the very least, he'll be fun. That's what I love about Sam Howell. I think at the very least, it'll be fun. And again, worst case scenario, if he's terrible, you get Caleb Williams potentially in the next draft, who could be the next Pat Mahomes. So I'm down. We could go all in on Howell with a cheap backup like Baker or Locke. And if he flops, the new owners can bring the new hometown hero in 24. That's what I'm saying. Start Howell next year. Draft Joey Porter in the first round, in my opinion. Go crazy on offensive line and free agency. And if he doesn't work out, you draft Caleb Williams or Drake May in the next draft. Trade up if you got to or whatever. But I feel like he's earned the right to be the starting quarterback next year. And yeah, Sam Howell definitely outplayed Dak Prescott today. Without Brian Robinson or Antonio Gibson, with Chris Paul, even though he's playing well, a 7th round draft pick starting at right guard. Samuel Cosmi has been terrible, so he hasn't helped. It's been bad. We're on to our 4th starting center of the season, 4th or 5th, and Sam Howell made do, man. He made do. We'll see. I'm not declaring him the savior of the franchise just yet, but I feel like he's played well enough to earn at least earn his spot at being our starting quarterback next year. Again, I would prefer to get CJ Stroud, because maybe Sam Howell plays well enough to where you can maybe even get a draft pick for him and you know, something higher than a 5th than what you got and get a higher return on your assets in that way. You know what I'm saying? But I just highly doubt we're going to do anything aggressive enough to get CJ Stroud. Rivera is so passive as far as play calling, as far as decision making. We're not trading up. We're not getting CJ Stroud. We might as well go ahead and get that out of our head. So I'm cool with Sam Howell being our starting quarterback. If he sucks, get Caleb Williams or Drake May the next draft. I think that's fun. And yeah, the Giants already lost, so the Eagles got that. So the Cowboys, that's probably why they sat Dak Prescott, because at this point they can't get the number 1 seed anyway. I'm team trade back and stack day 2s. There's a bunch of cornerbacks, offensive linemen that can start. I can see that strategy. I like that. I'm curious to see you talk about that. I'm about to check out your videos to see like who you're looking at and stuff like that. I'm for sure down to look at that. I think we need to throw a deep ball as well. Don't just run the ball. Don't run the clock, man. It's 26-6. The game is pretty much over. Let Sam sling it, bruh. It's backups in there anyway. It's rookies, it's young guys, it's backups. Just sling the ball around. You're not worried about guys necessarily getting hurt. Throw a deep ball to De'Ami Brown right now. F him, we ball, man. Go ahead and throw that deep ball to De'Ami Brown right now. Let my boy Howell slang the ball right now, bro. I don't want to see nothing else. I don't want to see us run the ball no more unless it's Sam Howell running it himself. Congratulations on Ron finally getting the 8 wins. That's so sad. And a very meaningless 8 wins at that. Y'all got 90% of complete offseason scenario vid done. Literally just waiting to see this game to finish. Okay. Okay, yes, sir. My boy Watch the Command Center is on it, man. Like I said, make sure y'all subscribe to my boy. Good job by Sam Howell to call that timeout right there, too. Looked like the team didn't know what was going on. Oh, my God. I can't wait for tomorrow, man. Back-to-back champion sounds real nice tomorrow, man. I ain't going to hold you. And Sam Howell looked good today. Today's it's a good weekend, man. Good little weekend, man. Good little weekend. 2014, we got the Sam Howell looking better than I thought. Chris Paul looking pretty good. Khaleke Hudson finally looking like something. Percy Butler making plays. And then my Georgia Bulldogs going back-to-back tomorrow. Come on now, man. You can't have a better weekend than that. You should do a post show if you win. If it's not entirely meaningless, Howell has looked good. Well, I'm saying the victory itself. The game was big. That's why I'm streaming. The game was big. Sam Howell was the reason I'm here. So not meaningless in that way. The result is meaningless. The game itself was not meaningless at all, but the result is extremely meaningless. I mean, if anything, all we did was lose draft position in the day. That's it, which is technically a negative. TCU Georgia post-game show. I don't know. I'm about to see because that's going to be real late. That's going to be like 1 a.m., 12 a.m. type of thing. I don't know about that. I don't know. Maybe, but I don't want to promise y'all that. I might be too happy and celebrating too much, and I don't know. Do we want Dugan from TCU? When I went back to look at his tape, I think he's actually pretty decent. I don't necessarily want him, but you know, coach and free agent trades and draft scenarios, cap talk. Okay, my boy Command Center not playing, man. Make sure y'all go check out my boy. If we go Howell, you got to stuff the roster with depth and offensive lineman. Draft whoever is the highest rated linebacker or corner. I'm right with you, man. I'm right with you. I'm saying offensive line like crazy in free agency. And by the time we get to draft, we need to be drafting Joey Porter in the first round at corner. And then offensive lineman or linebacker in the second. And then whichever one you didn't draft in the second, you get that next one in the third. So say you go linebacker in the second, you go offensive line in the third, and then we go from there. And that's me. That's me personally. Again, if trading up for CJ Stroud is out of the question, that's what I'm talking about. So I'm guessing if Georgia loses, I may not hear from you for like a week. Oh yeah, no, I'm gone. I'm deleting the channel. Georgia lose tomorrow. Channel getting deleted. No more street scores. No more street scores, man. If my Georgia Bulldogs lose tomorrow, if we lose tomorrow, channel deleted. Y'all might as well go ahead and get that up. Channel deleted. I'm done. I'm done here. This is the last you see to me. This is the last live stream y'all get. He said go ahead and delete it then already. Okay, I feel that. I like the trash talk. I like the trash talk. I can't wait, man. Even though, like I said, though, he said channel delete. Even though, like I said, if I wasn't a Georgia Bulldog fan, I would definitely be rooting for TCU. So I'm not offended by people rooting for TCU because I love Cinderella stories, just like Stephen Curry with Davidson, all of that. I love all of that. I love it. So I definitely, if I wasn't a Georgia Bulldog fan, I would be rooting for TCU. Maybe if I was an SEC fan, just to show like SEC is still dominant. Because I know a lot of us SEC people hate when people bring up the fact that other conferences can even hang with us. I know that's why a lot of people, like you saw the little map, like Florida, everybody in the South except for Alabama is rooting for Georgia. And that's literally just because probably the SEC thing. Like y'all gonna stop acting like y'all can compete with the SEC type of thing. So even if I wasn't a Georgia Bulldog fan, if I was like a Florida fan and then it was the Georgia Bulldogs in the championship, I'd probably be rooting for Georgia a little bit. But I love Cinderella stories. I would be rooting for TCU. If I was a fan of any team outside of the SEC, I would by far easily be rooting for TCU. But I'm sorry, we got to crush their dreams tomorrow, man. We got to go ahead and beat them by 30. Let's go ahead and go up 24-3 in the first quarter and just coast to a dub, you know what I mean? Let's go ahead and hit him up with one of them. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if the game ends up being closer, too close for comfort. But I think honestly we're gonna end up winning by 20+ points. I'm just warning y'all now. Like, CJ Stroud had the game of his life. That's the best CJ Stroud game of all time. Arguably one of the best quarterback performances I've seen all season, period. And Marvin Harrison was absolutely different. And it still didn't matter. It still did, and we played bad. We played terrible. We didn't prepare for CJ Stroud to run. They had injuries. We had injuries as well. That was the best chance of Georgia losing any game at any point this season, next season, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That was it, and we still ended up winning. So I don't see us making the same mistakes we made against Ohio State, and TCU doesn't have that firepower. They got some firepower, but Max Duggan is not CJ Stroud, and I think that's enough of a difference anyway. I feel like they don't have a Marvin Harrison. What's his name is not Marvin Harrison. He's really good, and I can argue TCU has the best receiver in the game, excluding our tight ends, but he's not Marvin Harrison. I'm really not worried. I feel like it's going to be smooth sailing. I'm really stoked for how we need more line. I agree, Rico. I really want CJ. I do too. I want CJ Stroud so bad, but I already know we won't. We all want TCU to win. Now that you said the channel will be deleted. Is Cam Sims still under contract? I doubt it. I think he's a restricted free agent. I'm going to do a video on all the contracts, though, who we need to re-sign and all of that. Howell beat the Cowboys. Not many of our quarterbacks could say that. Oh, yeah, good point. Who was the last Commanders quarterback, Washington football team Redskin quarterback to beat the Cowboys? Was the last time we beat them at that Antonio Gibson 3-touchdown game or whatever it was? Was that it? Who was? That's the last quarterback to beat the Cowboys. That's really bad. That was really bad. Alex Smith was the last quarterback to beat the Cowboys. Will you stream during the playoffs even though? Yeah, I'm a stream on Sundays, and that will be the call-in show where we talk about free agency, draft, cap space, all of that type of stuff. So I'm going to do my call-in show next Sunday, just like as if the Commanders are playing, but instead we'll be watching playoff games going on, and we'll be talking draft and all of that stuff. So make sure, first of all, make sure you subscribe if you haven't. If you're here right now and you haven't subscribed, go ahead, because y'all know me, man. I do my best work in the offseason. Free agency, draft, cap space, all of that. I'm going to be doing film sessions, mock drafts. I've already done a couple of mock drafts. Make sure y'all stay tuned, man. And Rico, is this the first Dak loss to Washington? Is it? Oh, yeah, it may be because Dak Prescott wasn't there when Antonio Gibson had the 3-touchdown game, right? And who was that? Derek Forrest that hit Tony Pollard like that? What was that? We've thrown 19 times all game. Really? Appreciate that, Carl Mitchell. I appreciate the support and the donations, man. But yeah, man, I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. I'm going to go ahead and do this review video. Shouts out to Sam Howell for leading us to our best win of the season. That's so sad to say. Sam Howell starts one game and we have arguably our best win of the season. I hate everybody because I said Sam Howell should have started against the Packers right after Carson Wentz got hurt against the Bears. But it is what it is. Rivera and Scott Turner didn't agree. They should have. And that's more than likely why Scott Turner's probably on the way out. Again, make sure you like up the stream on the way out. I'm about to come out with a bunch of content, videos tonight, videos tomorrow. I'm about to start getting into cap space evaluation and analysis, how we can get more money to get all the guys we want in free agency, how to repay Cole Holcomb, and how to keep Deron Payne, Cameron Cole, and all of that. Working on a cap space video, working on the team needs video to see what we need to focus on in free agency and the draft, working on a free agency video. I'm working on a whole bunch of stuff, man. So make sure y'all stay tuned. Just because the Commander season is over does not mean the Street Score season is over. I will be live streaming on Sundays, watching playoff games together. We'll be watching playoff games. I'm going to open up the phone line. Y'all know how the phone lines go, though. I'm going to open up the phone lines on this number and that access code. Y'all call in. We're going to talk draft, free agency, all of that. So make sure y'all pull up on Sunday, just like as if the Commanders have a game, because we're going to be right back at it. TCU beat Georgia, yeah. Well, forget everything I just promised if we lose tomorrow. Just forget all of that. Just forget. But nah, I'm just playing. But yeah, we coming with draft, free agency content, all of that. So make sure y'all pull up. Make sure y'all pull up next Sunday for the live stream for that as well. I may live stream throughout the week for anything random as well. So we'll see. Appreciate that. Appreciate all the thanks. Appreciate all the supports, man. I appreciate y'all. About to go ahead and do my review video right now. About to go do a whole bunch of videos. And then I'm going to catch y'all with a live stream on Sunday. I'm going to catch y'all with draft content, free agency content, cap space videos, mock drafts, all of that. I'm working on a top 5 big board for every position group. Let me make sure I write that down too. Top 5 big board, every position, free agency, and draft, honestly. And that will motivate me to start doing stuff. Film sessions on players. So my boy Howell, 11 for 19, 169 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, ran 5 times for 35 yards. That stat line doesn't even sound that good, but I swear eye test wise, and what it looked like on the field, it was way better than that. You need Seattle to win. Oh, we need Seattle to win for what? For draft pick? What do we need Seattle to win for? Wait, what's going on? Oh, for the football pool. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Seattle wins. It's over with for y'all. Oh, yeah. Wow, that's what I get for picking Dallas, I guess. All right, so after that, I need Green Bay to win. If Green Bay wins tonight, I win the football pool, and that's it. Can't nobody catch me. The only hope is Bonita because she picked Detroit. That's what I get. I should have picked, man. That's what I get for picking Indianapolis. That's what I get for picking New Orleans. Other than that, I was excellent. All right. Yeah, man, I will catch y'all tomorrow. I'm going to catch y'all later with a bunch of videos. I'm going to catch y'all tomorrow with videos, all week with videos, and I'm going to catch y'all next weekend with a live stream during the playoff games. Just like if the Commanders were playing, I'll be live streaming. I'm going to open up the phone lines at this number. Y'all going to be able to call in. We're going to talk draft. We're going to talk about offensive coordinator candidates. We're going to talk about new ownership, free agency, all of that. So make sure y'all pull up, man. I'm calling my top prospects vid draft guy. Okay, make sure y'all check out my boy Commanders, Washington Command Center as well. Ron's not going to go cornerback in the first. There's some good second-round picks. Joe Dean, free agency would give us great compliment to Benjamin St. Juste and Fuller. All right, bet. Appreciate that analysis, my boy. You the man, Rico. Thanks for a good season. Appreciate that. But again, I don't want it to seem like a goodbye because I'm about to be live streaming next weekend as if the Commanders are still in the playoff hunt. So it's live stream still going, video still going, all of that. So make sure y'all stay tuned, man. I'm doing the call-in on Sunday, next Sunday. While the playoff games are going, I'm going to do a call-in show. We could talk all of that. So I'm going to give everybody the floor. They can let out whatever they need to let out, all that type of stuff. So make sure y'all pull up next Sunday, just like as if the Commanders have a game. I'll be doing a live call-in show. Again, y'all call in at this number and all of that. We're going to do that next Sunday, this upcoming Sunday when the playoffs start. 2022 season of rap, lot win, bruh, crazy season. I'm sad to see it go, though, because now we got to focus on basketball again. I like basketball, but I'm going to really miss my football. And then my Georgia Bulldogs, their season ends tomorrow, win or loss. So I guess it's playoffs, but we'll see. But all right, y'all, man, it's kind of funny that the Cowboys go out in the L like that, too. But yeah, man, I'm going to catch y'all with some videos tonight, tomorrow, and a live stream next week. Videos all throughout the week, all of that. And I appreciate y'all, and I'll catch y'all.